How do I? Oh shit.
We don't
How do I?
accept swearing on this stream.
Oh shit.
Yeah, go
Oh,
This is
with
a family-friendly stream. God fuck it.
We don't
how do
accept
I?
swearing on this stream.
Oh shit.
Yeah, go
Oh,
This is
with
a family-friendly stream. God fuck it.
We don't
Oh,
accept
I can.
swearing on this
I
stream.
can hear
Hello,
the stream.
oh shit.
Oh man, that's gonna be awful for everyone, I suspect. Because if it's coming into my headset, it's probably going back on stream. So if that was a crazy annoying loop, probably with like ringing and stuff. Apologies. I am in the right roll 20, aren't I? Yeah.
We don't take too kindly to you. What was it?
We don't take
We
too
don't take
kindly
too
roll
kindly
20 up in here.
to your kind.
All right. We're doing a recap.
Yes.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel the same without the Led Zeppelin song. So we started off by doing character descriptions and our various characteristics, and our 3 things, etc. And then we were in Viorum and we had a mission directly from Dasamar of great import, and Fenry the gnome teleported us out. When we arrived in Stalvin, which is where the mission is supposedly taking place, Dasamar sent us a note that we received in regards to our jobs here. We spent a lot of time buying bread and then headed to the barracks to be accosted by the guard out front. Mercer, our contact in the barracks, explained that a reliable source has contacted them to tell them that someone is going after the Forbidden Scroll and that there is a mole within the King's Guard. The Forbidden Scroll is an old myth that the people of Stalvin believe to just be a myth and nothing more. A powerful magic was found a number of years ago and was decided to be too powerful, and it was sealed away, also a number of years ago. 2 days ago, the King's Guard were called to the Library of Lianos in the marketplace, and the librarian was killed. He was stabbed in the gut and found with a note, which later on Avalyn gets. It is in Avalyn's journal. We go to the Temple of Arella as a result of Avalyn's note, and there we find a bunch of strange characters where we want to get involved with, but Avalyn and Taryn get in first. From that point onwards, me and Max are far too drunk to know what is happening at any point. When I watch the whole stream back, it's at about 2 hours 40 that my memory just turns off. So, for those of us that haven't rewatched the entire fucking stream so that we knew what the hell was happening, which was me, there was a dwarf janitor in the temple who had a strange red scar on his neck. He tells Taryn the story of how he got it. Apparently he was attacked by a strange man who was asking for information. We head into a back room in the Temple of Arella, and there seems to be a teenager with long brown hair that we believe to be Livia, though that's kind of out of character knowledge. And we continue following a lady called Thea, who we also know to be Livia's mum, outside of these characters. Avalyn and Taryn head on forwards through the door into some sort of room, and Etin and I are pulled forth to the same room. As the others are pulled forward, the door closes behind us. We explain the situation and the business that we're here to do, and Zuko is there as well, Thea's husband, and he says that if we can answer his riddle, that he will help us in our endeavours to uncover what our job entails in Stalvin. And the riddle he gives us is, if you have me, you want to share me. If you share me, you haven't got me. What am I? The answer is your trade.
That all make
That
sense?
is the
Everyone
recap.
remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Any questions to
I'm
clear
sure.
up back from last session that you want to ask now before we forget?
Well, in order for us answering this riddle would confirm that we are who we say we are.
No.
So we can't. No, so the point of the riddle is, so you've essentially spoken to Thea and given her a vague description. I believe it was Avalyn that gave her a vague description of why you were here. And she took you to a back room to speak to Zuko. There you had a brief discussion with Zuko where you explained what had happened up until this point and what your sort of mission was. To which he slightly cryptically seems to understand what you're on about, even though you don't really know what you're on about because you're kind of a bit still clueless. And he says that he knows what he specifically said was, very well, you seem to have been sent here on dire terms. I will help you. I've crossed paths with Viorum in my time and understand they're a group of people founded by good intentions and valuable skills. However, part of my duty in this role is to ensure that whoever I pass this information to is proven to be worthy and not of ill intent.
Right.
So
Okay.
simple questions and you will have my aid. But first you must solve a simple riddle, and each of you must give me the answer as trade.
It's like canonically, I am still off my face drunk.
Yes. Well, Kovu was getting wasted the entire session anyway.
Yeah.
Sipping out of your little, what's it called that you have in a
Flask.
flask? That's it. Yeah, you know what I meant. And then I left it with you guys to do brainstorming. So you are back in the room. Quickly, all of you do a perception check for when you entered the room and then the door got shut.
21.
Nice, very
That's
perceptive.
much better
well
than my
wasted.
nat 1 that I rolled in the first session. As the first
Yeah,
one.
you opened with a nat 1. That's very exciting.
Oh, what?
What's the
Oh
modifier?
no,
You
sorry,
just got the
yeah,
modifier.
no, my numlock was off. Hang on. Oh, it was
You
on.
just add
more
it. You
like.
don't re-roll.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 13.
Okay.
8.
What's that you drinking?
I am
Who, me?
drinking
Both of you.
Crane's cider, which we can highly recommend, having met either
20.
Ben
Not
or
nat.
Dan. We're not sure who we met because they're twin brothers.
Oh,
But they're the
What?
creators
You-
of Cranes. We met them at the festival that we went to, and they're really nice. Or one
Oh,
of them is really
okay.
nice. The other one might be evil. That's usually how twins work.
okay, cool. And what are you drinking, Sevi?
Toffee vodka
Yeah,
with apple juice and lemonade.
nice. A little cocktail right there.
Yeah, see?
I'm drinking
it in.
at the
Have you all rolled?
moment.
Or they're both evil. No, we're
Asahi.
sure one of them's nice because he
Asahi.
kept letting us borrow his bottle opener all day so that Josh could drink cider as we walked around.
That's what they want you to think.
Yeah, that's true. He did give you a discount on the wet box. Maybe he was the evil one.
I didn't mind too much.
Anyway, Taran and Etin, you don't notice anything. You've walked into this small, warm room that seems to be filled with the scent of incense, and a stern-looking man who seems to have given you this information. Avalyn, as you've walked in, you've noticed, you realise that Thea didn't come in the room. She stayed outside the door and shut it behind you, and you think you heard some whispering as the door shut. Kova, you very, very briefly saw what you think is the same girl from the the main hall of the temple, through the crack of the door, possibly speaking to Thea just before the door shuts.
The young girl.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just see her sort of like watching us, or
You get a glimpse of what you think is her, and you also hear Avalyn. You think you hear them whispering to each other before they shut the door.
okay.
Where you go in?
Okay.
In my
Taran and
drunken
Etin,
state,
you
I,
don't notice anything.
given that I'm still off my face wasted, I turn around and I point at what is presumably a relatively closed door and just go, "I heard that." And I turn back to the group.
Fuck's sake.
Zuko's gonna half raise his eyebrow, but not really say anything. And then obviously he speaks to you. He says the piece that I just said to you and asks you your riddle, and then it's over to you guys.
Okay. So so are we gonna say what the answer is, or what we believe our answers be?
Well, I imagine that obviously correct me, but I imagine the four of you would, given that he's just given you a random riddle in the middle of a room, would discuss.
We'll deliberate. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair
Look,
enough.
everyone, I've spent some time on this, and I appreciate that perhaps I'm slightly more intoxicated than what I was going for, and I'm not entirely sure why that is, but I feel like perhaps I haven't been understood. The answer is obviously time, and you're all morons if you think anything else.
As soon as he says that, I immediately stop my mumbling, look really serious, look up straight at
Zuko.
fucking Zuko, there we go. And I just go, secret.
He's going to half raise his eyebrow at you and then look to the rest of you for some kind of confirmation.
Yes. As a group, together after our deliberation, we went through food, other ideas. Time is a close contender.
I thought it might have been faith for a while, but that got
Yeah,
I do believe
I think
the
There are
answer
at
is
least
secret.
there are at
I'd
least 20 butting ins of time just in there at random points.
You don't know what I do.
Obviously, just for stream
not wrong.
related, the guys have been chatting a little bit in WhatsApp over the week, strumming back ideas. So they haven't just instantly come out with these answers.
yeah. Yeah.
For
There
anyone that
was-
hasn't been in the
yeah.
WhatsApp group, that sounded very strange.
Yeah. So
Can I look at Ali and I want to look at her in the face, kind of like this, as she's on my shoulder, and just be like, "What do you think it is?" And then she looks back at me and goes, "Ooh," and I'm like, "No, it's more of a what, but okay."
So you
oh,
can
dear.
say, do you all agree?
We do.
Yeah.
Yes, what the
Yeah,
the young studious fellow said. He's quite learned.
All right.
Very well. As I said, I do expect each of you to give me this as trait. You are correct. The secret is what I was after. However, speak the truth and tell me something you each hold dear that no other soul knows. But be warned, I will know if you are lying to me. Choose your words wisely.
Eh? So we got to tell you something that no one else knows.
That is correct.
Oh my
What
god.
for what you come to me is extremely important and dangerous knowledge. Knowledge is power. And if I'm to
Okay.
give you what I know, I would expect something just as important and powerful to come from each of you.
I'm like looking down my flask with a sort of confused look on my face.
I look I like look down and look really like solemn and like I don't have the kind of the courage to say it.
Okay.
You may whisper to me if you do not wish to say in front of your group, but I will not help you as a group unless each of you can provide me with some information that shows me that this is important to you.
Um, I'm gonna make a anvil, like a large anvil-shaped sort of curved piece of metal appear. Let me just check the thing.
Just to clarify, he's more than happy for you guys to whisper. You don't have to say it in front of the whole group if you don't want to. You can whisper me on Roll20 if you want to, rather than just announce it in front of everyone. That was what he was saying.
Oh, okay,
Where
I
is
can.
whisper?
Okay,
was
I can whisper it. I can whisper it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do what your character does. If you think your character wouldn't mind saying this a piece of information about yourself to everyone, then obviously you can say it. If you think that you would rather go and whisper it to him and keep it more private,
It's
then
worth saying that
he said that's fine.
whispers in Roll20 will be on the stream.
Mhm.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Where is this spell?
Well, only whispers to you.
That's true. Yep,
Good
because it's
job
my
done.
Roll20.
Okay. So Etin speaks to Zuko first and tells him something. He nods and says thank you.
Can I try and hear it?
Yes, you may. Roll. Is it? What would you say? Is investigation or perception?
It's kind of your call. I'm
Insight?
I'm actively trying to listen. It wouldn't be
I
insight.
feel like it's investigative.
Alright,
Like
Okay,
you're
that's fine by me.
looking for
That's
something specifically. Like challenge me, guys, if you think my suggestions are wrong.
27.
Oh shit.
Copy paste.
Okay, I will.
uh,
So I'll go over to Zuko when Etin sort of moves away, and I'll turn him around so that we're facing the other way to the group, and I'll create this anvil on the ground, and I'll lift it up slowly like it's really heavy, and get to sort of chest height, and I look like I'm straining. I'm not, but I look like I am, and I turn to him, and through sort of like strained breath, I say to him, I wish that I was this strong. And then I like dissipate the illusion. My hands just sort of instantly kind of flow through it.
Sorry, you cut out at the very end for me.
I just move my hands through the illusion so that he can tell that it was fake. But that's my secret.
Okay.
But it would have looked real. I mean, depending on my performance check, if you want me to roll performance, because I wouldn't have sweated from lifting something that's weightless, but the object would have looked totally real unless he wants
Explain
to
it back to
roll
me
against
again.
it.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out if I'm.
So I'm essentially using
How
minor
you take-
illusion to lift what appears to be a very large metal object. He can roll investigation if he wants to try and see through it. But I suppose if it was me, I would probably make me roll performance to see how convincing I was.
Okay.
I mean, ultimately, I'd dispel it afterwards, but for the sake of him believing it during. 18. So it's a persuading portrayal of lifting something heavy.
Okay,
Persuasive.
he's gonna frown at you and just say, I don't feel that's quite giving me clear information.
Let me turn that off. Hang on.
I need something more specific.
Sorry, were you saying it to me?
No. That's to Kovu. Sorry.
Okay.
He can't quite understand what that is, therefore he can't take it as a secret.
Okay, I'm gonna look at him like he's a little bit stupid, and then and then maybe attempt to whisper to him as well. And I guess that I will whisper it to you, but then the whole chat's gonna see it, so I'll send it to you on Discord.
Yeah, well, WhatsApp me if you want.
Quicker on Discord.
So so it seems Taran's come over and spoken to him. He's sort of nodded. Taran's taken a step back. He's spoken to Etin. Again, same sort of process. He sort of nodded and looked thoughtfully and gone back. And he's going to be. He can hear Kovu. He's sort of pondering about what Kovu's doing and trying to make sense of it, seeing if he's understanding what he thinks he is, while Kovu whispers to him. And while Kovu's whispering to him, he's just looking at Avlin, looking a little confused. I think Avlin, roll perception for me. Okay, you get the feeling that he's slightly surprised that you weren't the first one to step forward.
Mm-hmm. Is everyone finished?
Yeah, I think I am. I do my whispering and I move away from him.
Stumble.
Okay,
Yeah, it is more of a stumble.
Oh, he's going to nod at Kovu and sort of say, "Very well, you can step back." And then he's going to look at Avlin. And you, my lady?
I just step forward and I kind of just look him straight in the eyes and I just go, "My husband isn't dead." Or
What?
at least I don't want to believe he is. They never found his body, and I still can't accept it. It's been years. Until I
Avlin.
see the body, I'll never believe it.
This is
And then
quite big news, but
go back down.
have you considered that perhaps he was simply incinerated?
Or eaten.
I slip over and I smack Kovu on the back of the head and look
You could
very
try.
at him.
Dexterity.
Roll. Josh,
an
can you
attack.
roll a dex saving throw?
Roll to
And
hit.
Taran, could you roll sleight of hand?
Mm-hmm.
Dex saving throw.
Yeah.
Why? Do I always roll shit on these things? Genuinely.
You try. Tovu's a little bit taller than you though, and as he kind of catches a drift of what you're going and catches your eye, he sort of moves slightly out of the way, and it sort of ends up you kind of slapping his shoulder, and it almost looks like from an outside person you're kind of congratulating him on what he just said.
I look down at Taran and I'm like, oh dear boy, I'm not suggesting that that would be a positive outcome. I just don't wish her to have any false hopes.
Is that all you say?
Yep.
Very well. Are you all done? None of you have anything else to say?
No.
Abdin, I whispered you on roll 20.
Yes.
Okay, he's going to take a step back and sort of nod at all of you one in turn. Taryn and Covey, do you want to roll Arcana checks for me?
Oh,
As you're both getting a slight sense of
it was a poor roll, but it ended up okay.
when you were speaking to him, you feel like when you got closer to him and whispering in his ear, you had a sense of something, but you're not quite sure what. Taryn, you felt like you weren't too sure what was going on, but you definitely felt like there was magic that was focused around you when you spoke to him, but you're not too sure what he did because you feel like
It's in game.
nothing happened to you. But you didn't feel like there was anything on you, but you feel like it was aimed at you. It's a strange feeling. You've not felt it before. Covey, you feel like it's almost he may have been doing some kind of magic on you each as you spoke to him, to ascertain something about what you were doing or saying, but you're not 100% sure what. But you
Okay.
definitely picked up on that he was doing something to each of you as you spoke to him to detect something.
That's fine. We're in his place. I don't feel like it's something that I would,
None
like,
of you
rise
feel
to.
harm or anything. Some of you haven't even picked up on it. It's a thing that you two have noticed. Bear with me one second.
That's quite interesting what you've seem to have accomplished there. Is there perhaps a technique you could teach?
Perhaps.
I'd be
Why don't
very
we
interested.
say, if you guys come back to me after you've completed this mission with a positive outcome for this city, then maybe me and you could spend some time together.
I
and
would
I
enjoy
can
that very much.
Teach you something I know. And
Just from the
you too.
prospect
And
of
he's
him-
going to nod at Taryn as well, knowing
Yeah,
very
okay.
much picked up on that he's the studious and learny type.
just
Reminds him
hearing
of someone he
the
wants to.
prospect of learning anything, my eyes light up, and I'm just like, yes, learning.
Like poke your glasses up a bit, like ooh.
I don't
Okay.
Oh, I couldn't remember.
Very well. Thank you. You have all been honest with me, and that is all I asked. Lastly, I have one simple question. What you seek will only be given to someone who doesn't truly want what it protects. Is that true for you?
I'm sorry, I'm rather intoxicated. Could you repeat that?
What you seek from me will only be given to someone who doesn't truly want what it protects. This is not for someone who is selfish or for means harm. Is that true for all of you?
I forgot I'm supposed to be writing notes.
Yes.
I take a look at my hands because I'm thinking like magic, it's pretty cool and everything, and I remember my core values and just sort of get that resolve in myself, and I look up and I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
He's gonna look at you two.
I'm still being stupid. I don't fully understand what you're saying. Are you suggesting that if we want the thing that we're to find, then we'll be the wrong people to find it? Like if we would use it maliciously or for our own gain, then
roll an intelligence check for me.
Okay.
Just flat intelligence.
Sending me all over my character sheet. Okay, cool. Not
Yes,
a saving
it is.
throw.
No, flat intelligence.
That one.
Oh,
Too drunk.
Jesus.
you are quite confused.
I look up at Etin. And
You are very drunk, and you know for a fact that were you even slightly more sober, you would completely understand what he's talking about. But at the moment, the words are basically coming out backwards.
I look at Etin and I just say, well, despite my earlier intoxicated outbursts, I do consider you to be the brains of this operation. Do you understand what the hell he's talking about?
Me? You expect me to be the brains?
You're quite an intelligent fellow.
Well, I don't really understand what it is that. What was your name? Zuko.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter that this guy is saying.
Well, if that's the case, I think we're a little bit fucked. I look back at Taryn
Would you
and
care for me
Evelyn.
to make it slightly clearer for you both?
Certainly, normally I'm perfectly clear, but I find myself somewhat cloudy at the moment, and I look in my flask once more,
He's
like,
going to half
dodgy.
sniff and nod as if, yeah, I've noticed. What I have been tasked with to protect is extremely powerful. You may have heard of the rumors. I must ensure that the people that have come here and I give aid to are not to claim what they find and use it for their own purposes, their own greed, or for ill intent to this world
Okay.
or to the city. What I ask is I can only give this information to someone who doesn't truly want it for themselves.
Oh right, okay,
And you
that's what
don't
you're
want
asking.
what it protects.
What
For
does
if
it
you,
protect exactly?
Unfortunately, that is not something I know.
How can I confirm whether or not I want what it protects if I don't know what it protects?
Purely by your intent. If your intent is to take this mission to claim something for your own, then it's not something I can give to you. If your intent is for other means, then I know that you are the people that I can finally share this information with.
Let me just look back at my message here. What has Dasamar told us of this mission? Is it simply to...
Very little. They wouldn't put anything down on pen and paper. They said it was urgent, they paid good gold, something was happening and they needed help with skilled people, essentially. That's what he gave to you. And then obviously he sent you the note which told you to go speak to Mercer, because he was the man running the show.
Is this item in some fashion protecting the people of Stalvin?
I know all of you do. I know that the myth that you have heard about is true, and there is something here that's to be protected. But for me to help you carry on in this journey, I need to know that you people are of good standing and do not come here on a mission of greed.
If
I
the...
assure you that we are here on good intents. We came here on the knowledge that we needed to help people, and we sought out this temple to try and save this city however we could.
If the nature of this magic is that it is too potent for anyone in the surrounding area to be trusted with it, perhaps it may be best that it's removed.
Perhaps. But
Okay.
that's not what's question.
So you simply
Okay.
wish for confirmation that we have no intention to use this item with any sort of ill will.
That is correct.
Ah, not a problem.
Yeah.
And that includes things such as theft and various other matters. He's looking quite sternly.
Okay. Well, I'm here. I'm yeah. I'm just gonna Let me just. Well, I'm here. I'm here to prove my worth, to my people. So, I'm not here to take anything for myself, other than the glory of my achievements. That's it.
Very well.
I just say to him, we're a group of kind people, and we have each other to guide each other. And this is something we can be trusted with because we're journeying together, so we'll never be able to be selfish.
He's gonna look at you each individually and then hold, or not hold. He's more gonna like rub his ring on his left hand.
Gross.
Seems to be his wedding ring. You would assume by the finger. And he mutters a few things and makes a few hand gestures, and you definitely feel a pulse of energy flow without the room. He sort of nods and he looks at each of you and he says, "Very well. You've been honest with me, and I will be honest with you. I need you to declare one person for someone to receive, let's say, a gift, but only one of you, for what you must do next. And before we do this, be warned. The moment we leave, and you have chosen this person, you will need to follow through on this mission.
Can I insight roll him to check whether or not I feel like this gift is actually like malicious?
Mhm. Yeah. Do
Somebody.
you wanna? I've got a dice down here if you wanna roll it.
Yeah, sure. I don't know, insight. But then go
Let's
to
just go off your roll.
Oop.
Ooh.
12.
You don't feel like he's lying to you. You feel like he's being extremely cautious, and you're not overly sure why. But you think he's being completely honest, and he means you no ill harm.
I do not wish to suffer the consequence of some sort of negative effect, but should
I
we...
assure you there is no negative effect. Merely
I'll
something
do it.
temporary to allow you to continue on this mission of yours.
Right.
I'll do
And
it.
without you
Well,
we
not
have a
possibly
volunteer?
continue.
I was gonna say like I don't think you're in the right position to be accepted any type of gift right now, my friend. Yeah, I would say I would I say I would reckon one of these two should take up the responsibility and just I kind of like put my hand across to Evelyn and Taryn.
My eyes are wide and I'm smiling because I'm like, I want it.
I put my hand on Taryn's shoulder and I say, if this is dangerous, I should take your place. You're young, my boy. You have many places to go.
I do a slightly menacing smile over, like, please. I
Damn
want
boy,
it.
he
I've
gets
Discord you, Josh.
gets a kick out of knowledge, man. Or damn boy.
Feel free to take a moment to talk amongst yourselves. I must depart this room for a short while to collect one or two things. Take this time to rest and gather your thoughts, for once we take the next step, there is not much chance for you to turn back. I suggest you finish up any last errands you may have. Is there anything any of you need to do? Are we good to meet back here in, say, half an hour, or do you need more time?
I had a few things that I perhaps wanted to attend to. The matter of some things might take perhaps an hour and a half. Is that acceptable?
The hell do you want to do?
At 60 minutes will be fine. We can meet back in this room in 60 minutes.
I would prefer a slight buffer, if possible. There are some magics I would like to perform.
He's going to take a deep breath. So, very well. 90 minutes. And he's going to look at the rest of you and sort of nod and sort of put his hand to the door and say, I'll meet you back here in 90 minutes.
Might I use this room for anything I perhaps need to take care of?
Oh,
Not this room, but if you find my wife Thea, she'll be able to show you to a private prayer room that we have not too far, and you can use that for whatever magics you choose.
Excellent. I turn back to the group and I just say to them, I think I may have been poisoned. You can come with me if you want. I'm going to do some investigating. And then I turn towards the door and start trying to find this woman.
okay. How the hell?
I sit down on the floor, kind of like almost like I'm meditating, like I'm deep in thought.
Okay.
If I can remain in this room.
Zuko's going to look at you, and he looks like he's fine with you sitting there. Etin?
Well, I don't know if the decision has been made, so I don't really want to leave the room. If that's okay.
I'm leaving the room.
Yeah, you're leaving the room because you're
Okay,
sick.
cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just wanted you to know that you could if you wanted to.
I know. You're sick, and I'm not going. You're not taking the responsibility. So I thought I'd have a chat with these two if they're. I don't know if Taryn's gonna leave or anything.
I'm sat there just looking at Evelyn, just a look of like, please let me have it. I want the gift. Please let me have it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not saying anything. I'm just looking at her.
I feel like are gonna have to use words at some point to convey these messages.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's meditating, so I imagine her eyes are closed, so she can't tell what look you're giving her.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. Okay, so Etin, you're going to stay in the room, sort of potentially waiting to have a word with Taryn and maybe Evelyn.
Yeah.
Kovu, you're going to leave the room?
Yeah, I want to find that Thea woman.
Okay. You may leave the room.
Okay.
You leave the room. There's a straight corridor, and then it bends round to a sharp left. Zuko has taken off ahead of you. Once he realised that you were going to leave the room and the others were going to sit and stay, he sort of rushed off, and it seemingly went down a slightly other corridor.
I'm just looking for like the main hall area where I assume people.
Yeah, you're
will
trying
be.
to. I imagine you're trying to retrace your steps back to
Yeah.
how you got in. So you're going down a straight corridor, and then there's a sharp bend to the left where you came around before.
Okay. So I head down there looking for people.
As you turn the corner, do you want to make a dexterity saving throw?
Sure. Is that a wrist support thing, Max?
No,
Yes.
Why have you brought it to show and tell exactly?
Nothing. I'm just. It's getting a bit uncomfortable, ironically, where it is. So I just wanted to. Yeah.
19. Okay,
22.
you're gonna. Yep, sorry. I was saying your roll, even though I meant 22 in my head. You're gonna come around the corner, and just as you turn around the corner, you very almost crash into the same girl that you saw standing in the temple.
Shit.
She, however, was not expecting you whatsoever and blindly falls into your chest.
How high up?
Oh my god! Why was I not there? Oh.
How tall are you?
I am 5'10".
Okay, she's probably just under 5 foot.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, terribly sorry.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't here at all.
No, that's fine. I was barely here myself. I'm looking for a room to perform some simple magics.
What is that smell?
I've been doing some investigation, and I'm fairly sure that I've been poisoned.
Into what? Stink?
It's certainly part of it. There are certain poisons have certain odors and.
Poisons? You've been poisoned?
Well, all I know is that usually when I
and then she's
imbibe
gonna go on her
from this-
tiptoes and look in your face.
from this flask, the effects are not.
Wow, you
so
do look
prominent.
poisoned. You're right. God, what kind of poison?
Well, I don't know. I think that maybe. How old are you?
How old are you?
I'm
Should have crossed her arms
155.
150? You're so old.
I mean, yes, but well, how old are you?
I'm nearly 16.
That's old enough. There's a little shit called Fenry who I work with, and I'm pretty sure he's to blame. I don't.
And what evidence do you have of Fenry doing anything to you?
Well, he's a terrible teleportationist, to put it simply, and I think perhaps that he has been screwing with me in some fashion.
Did
Maybe
you say teleportation?
he has quite a knack with various magics.
I thought that wasn't allowed.
Well, I suppose that's why he's so terrible at it.
You smell like some of the guards that come in here when they've had a bad night. I don't think you've been poisoned.
Really, I'm just looking for a room so that I can inspect my flask and find out what sort of ridiculousness has been cast upon it.
I can show you a room.
Excellent. Lead
Careful
on.
now.
And then she's going to stride off very smugly down another corridor.
I follow her, happily enough.
So she's going to take you around a few corridors, and then she's going to open a room, and she's going to have a little look inside, see that it's empty, and she's like, you can use this one.
Okay, you can stay if you wish, but just don't talk.
And she's going to cross her arms and lean on the door frame and leave the door open and watch you.
Okay. I cast Detect Magic as a ritual on my flask. I want to determine how, despite the fact that I've been drinking from this thing for ages, I got so ridiculously drunk in the time that we've been here. I feel like somebody's fucked with my booze.
You just
Very well. Do you roll anything?
No,
Or do you
Detect
just
Magic
see?
just determines. Let me just pull it up. It just tells
What school
you.
of magic?
Yeah, but it also glows if it's magical, so my flask would glow, and it's not normally magical. It's usually just
Okay.
got whiskey in it.
In that case, it glows a faint red.
What would the School of Magic be? Or do you want me to tell you what the School of Magic would be?
If you could, because I'd spend a lot more time researching than you would.
Hang on. Yes, good. Feel free to cut to them whilst I check this.
So while he's doing his ritual, cut back to you guys. What are you doing in the room? Lots of woofing. Oh. I thought she meant she was doing lots of woofing. That was very strange.
Woofing.
No. I kind of stand back up from how I was like thinking, and then I just turn to Etin and Taryn, and I'm like, I believe I should go. I know you're very excited, Taryn, but I feel if there is any kind of danger, I should be the one that is in that danger, not you. And then I'm just like, do you agree, Etin?
Well, I mean, why are you putting yourself forward for this danger when you've got your children, you've got your husband, you're looking actually, hang on, do I know that?
Yeah, I said.
Yes, yeah, because you said
know
that
that
out
she's
loud,
got
didn't you?
kids, yeah.
Yeah, but about this husband that you're looking for.
Yeah, she announced that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, you've got your husband that you're looking for. Why we don't know what this is about? Why would you put yourself forward as well? Is what I'm asking you.
My children are old enough. They've moved out of home, and I couldn't put someone as young as Taryn in harm's way.
I look over and I'm just like, I'm literally 20. I'm strong. Please.
Yeah. Taryn, why don't you roll persuasion?
Gladly.
No, my boy, you're too sweet and innocent. I can't accept it.
I hope he wins.
Ooh.
Avelyn, you can see the frustration in Taryn's face and his mannerisms and how he so desperately wants to do this. Your natural instinct is to protect him and to want to take over and to take on this missive, whatever it may be. But you can clearly see that he's fully embracing this and that he really wants to do it. You get a sense of defiance from the kind of age where your children wanted to walk to school on their own for the first time and that kind of thing, and you are slightly torn about. You think it would be much safer, much wiser for you to do this, but at the same time, you're aware that people sometimes need to take those steps. But ultimately, it's up to you how you continue. You're aware of those things. They're at the front of your mind.
Let the boy be a man. Let him become a man and let him take over. If he wants to learn this, then just let him do it.
What are you saying, Taryn?
Oh. I look down at Taryn. I like put my arms, like my hands on his shoulders, and I say, "You will try your best. You will remain safe to the best of your ability. No gambling with your safety.
We're a rubber.
You will not be selfish. This is a task where you must think responsibly. You must be grown."
Big wide eyes, big smile, just
If it's what everyone wishes, he is magically inclined. I am not.
Oh my goodness.
I may hand this to him, but I wish to hear Kovu's verdict first.
He's a drunkard, so
I'm not normally a drunkard.
You are right now. You're not even
right
now. I shout down the entire time. Shut up!
Sorry, who are you telling to shut up?
No one. They're not there.
Okay. While you lot are having this discussion and sort of having this bit of back and forth, and Avelyn sort of tearing with herself, and Taryn's pleading at her with his big old eyes. Cut back to Kovu, who's just spent the last 10 minutes doing a ritual while he's trying to figure out if there's anything wrong with his flask, and it slowly starts to glow red. And as you sort of finish your ritual, you turn around and notice that Livia's actually kneeling on. Sorry,
Oh,
is
God.
kneeling on the
Jesus,
floor now,
sorry.
trying to get close
Sorry.
to you.
Where the
And he's
hell did that come from? Sorry.
That's all right. Completely immersed in what you're doing and what you've been doing, which you haven't really noticed while you've been casting your ritual up until now when you finished.
As I finish determining this, given that I only really know Fenry for his ability to teleport people,
Are you sitting down or standing? Sorry.
I'm sort of kneeling.
Yeah, I thought you would have been if you were doing a ritual. Anyway.
Yeah. With the flask on the floor in front of me. Yeah, given that I only really know Fenry for teleportation magics, and this is more transmutation, and teleportation I think is conjuration. I'm a little bit uncertain as to who's done this, but I'm determined, or I'm confirmed that somebody's done something. So I look at the girl and I just say to her, well, it seems that my investigation.
That was so cool.
Yes.
What does that mean? Why is it red?
Well, I'm not sure she'd see that.
Oh, would you not?
No, I don't think she sees it. I think it's just for me. You can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature
Okay,
or object
no worries.
that
Fine
bears magic, unless she has detect magic, in which case she could have done it too.
No, pass. She's just confused about what you're doing and curious.
Maybe she rolled high on Arcana. I look at her confused for a second. And I'm like, I've determined that I do appear to have been poisoned, and it's rather light in nature, but renders me somewhat unable to perform my duties that I've been sent here to do. I would imagine
She's going to stand up and start feeling the back of your head with her hand.
you should find, well, a bit of a
Are you
hood.
clammy?
I haven't
Do you
checked.
feel like you're going to faint?
This is the Temple of
Any
Varela, is it not?
dizziness? Just answer my questions.
She doesn't give you a chance.
Yes, to all of the above. Do you perhaps
Sounds
have
good.
healers within the temple?
Maybe.
If you wouldn't mind, I could very much do with one of them being fetched and cure me of this ill.
She's going to look closer in your face like, you do look deathly.
I've determined the nature of the magic. I don't believe it to be that intense, but I suppose
What's
we
your
all
name?
go sometime. Kovu.
Strange name. 150. That's really old. My name's Livia. And then she's going to put her
155.
hand out.
Oh my God.
I shake her hand and I'm like, very good, little girl.
I'm not little. I'm 15, I'll have you know. And I've been doing my job here since as long as I can remember. So I suggest you be nice to me if you want me to help.
What does your job entail?
Well, you said you wanted a healer.
Is that you?
She's sort of going to be doing a lot of this.
Can
Oh
I
my
determine that
days.
she's a healer?
You can roll Arcana.
Okay.
Aww.
Oh, I'm good at that.
Aww.
If I roll
Now
high
I know
enough.
how you feel, Sevi, when you hear these characters and
Nice, isn't it?
stories from. Yeah.
You are definitely getting a sense that there is something magical about her, and it's quite it's quite potent for
It's
someone
not
of
just
her
her
age. You would have
charm.
expected it to not have been you've felt people having this kind of power at mid-20s, not so much
Okay.
in their teens.
I look at her kind of quizzically and I'm just like, you do seem to hold some sort of ability. More than a 12-year-old that I would know otherwise.
Nearly 16. That's basically a grown-up.
Yes, you're all soon to die in human years. Do you know any magics that might heal intoxication and light poisoning?
Well, maybe if you ask nicely, I could try.
Perhaps I could pay you for your services. That's something that happens here, I assume.
I don't want your money.
Oh, that's good. I don't have much. A favor in kind, then.
She's gonna stop there and she's gonna think. Can you teach me what you just did with that? I got a feeling. I think I could learn that. I don't know what it was, but like I felt it.
I could try, or I could spend some time giving you something more interesting. Have you ever flown?
Nope. Don't like heights. I want to learn that. That looked cool.
Very well. There's quite a lot
Okay,
of.
close your eyes.
You really need to be able to read the pages.
Close your eyes.
I close my eyes.
And now she's like being stroppy. And then
She's gonna
she's
fix
going
you first,
to
man.
stand up, and you're gonna hear her start mumbling a few things. You don't really know what she's doing. She's very odd, and she's very passionate and not necessarily well spoken, but forthright for someone so young. And then she puts her hands on your head, and you definitely feel a warmth. And then slowly over the next like 10 or 15 seconds or so, you feel a big warmth rush through your body, and you start to feel normal again.
Oh, oh, excellent. This is
And then she's
far
gonna
better.
scratch your head like this and pat it, and then step away and go, ta-da!
You're quite a powerful caster, it seems. Thank you very much.
I am. I'm the best healer they've got here.
I don't doubt it. Do you wish to learn the nature of the spell I've performed?
Oh yes. But I did promise my dad that I would go and help some people that got hurt the other week, and they kind of been waiting a little while, but I got a bit distracted. So, will you be back?
I would
'Cause
expect
you
so.
owe me.
Yes, I could perhaps note some things down for you if you have a couple of minutes. I'm gonna use. Let me just check my inventory. Oh, I do have a quill and ink. Do you perhaps have a piece of parchment?
I can get some. And then she runs off. And then she comes back about 3-4 minutes later with a piece of parchment.
Okay.
And then she says to you, I'm really gonna get in trouble, so I'm gonna go. But if you go where the statue of Arella is, and if you have a look, there's like a big gold dish where people leave all the money, and then to the side of it, there's like this little statue thing. I don't really know what it is. It just looks kind of weird. But if you look underneath there's kind of like this little box. If you put it in there, the scroll, then I'll find it, and that will be done deal.
Not a problem.
Great.
I'll do that for you.
Awesome. I'll see you later. Bye. And then she's gonna run.
I spent some time essentially copying the detect magic spell from my spellbook onto a page, not for any functional purposes. It doesn't create like a level 1 spell scroll,
No,
for
no.
example, because I think that involves materials that I don't have. But she essentially has like a beginner's guide to the detect magic spell, but ultimately for wizards rather than clerics. And then I'll find the box that she described, put it in there now that I'm sober or soberer, and then I'll seek the group afterwards.
Okay. Cut back to you guys in the room. Kovu's probably been gone about half an hour, 35 minutes now. You guys have sort of come to the arrangement, and you think Taran is probably the lucky one, should we say? Not
Well,
necessarily
we're gonna give him a chance.
Yeah.
So we feel like
Yeah,
he needs-
I'm willing if he isn't going to be immature, then I'm willing to give him a chance to kind of prove himself and show that he's a grown up. He's the same age as the rest of us in the group. He's
Not you.
you know what I mean,
It's
like
just not.
emotional maturity kind of thing.
You're gonna give him his moment.
Yeah.
It's at this point, Avelyn, that you remember that Zuko's probably going to be back in probably just short of an hour. So if there's anything that you realise, if there's anything that these guys need to do or anything that you want to do, be it rest up or go run some errands, then this is probably your last chance to do it.
Can
Okay.
I short rest at this point? Like whilst I'm just meandering about, putting a thing down, coming back to the group.
Yeah, you've been sitting there chilling and stuff, so that's perfectly fine.
How long does bless?
Bless.
How long does what, sorry?
Bless? Because you always cast bless.
I think
Olivia.
it lasts a minute.
Okay. Then I'll do that much later then.
Yeah, it's more of a
It's much more of a combat
concentration
kind of
up
thing.
to a minute. Yeah, it's a combat thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
save it for combat.
Okay.
I want to attempt to use the message cantrip
Okay.
because I'm familiar with Kovu and I can make it go around corners and stuff. Just in an attempt, if he's close enough, to just essentially be like, "Yo, hurry up! We're waiting."
Okay then.
It's got like a range of 120 feet, so I don't know if he's close enough or not, but I'll be trying it anyway.
Kovu, you while you're in the temple and you're just you're walking back from putting the thing in the box, you hear this message in your head.
You point your finger toward a creature within range, but
And
I
which,
guess
yeah, but then it also said it doesn't have to follow a straight line and can travel
Yeah,
freely
yeah.
around corners and through openings. So to me,
spell
that's
through solid objects. If you're
it's
familiar
just
with
a
the target.
creature
Yeah,
that's
nice.
within 100 feet. So yeah, 120. Sorry.
Okay, what do I hear?
Hello?
Like, please hurry up. We've decided. I'm getting it. Come on. I'm excited. please. It's basically it.
I close the lid.
rather than are you okay?
I close
I
the
know
lid
it's gonna
on
be
the
fine.
box and head back
Clearly,
to the room.
Taryn is
do you want
so
to roll
preoccupied.
perception as you leave the room, or as you are leaving the main temple area?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my perception's a +4. 12.
You think you see Livia further down the hall talking to a big group of people, but you're not quite sure if it's her.
Okay.
And then you head back.
Ah, that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Little Olivia, little does she know what's coming in 15 years.
So young and curious and sassy.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything I wanted her to be. Anyway. Is there anything else you guys want to do, like short rest or anything? Now's your chance to do it if you want to do it.
No,
Yeah,
I
I'll do
mean,
my
yeah,
short
I
rest
mean-
stuff
anything.
as I walk back.
Okay, cool. So you head back to the room. Zuko is not back yet, but Kobe, you approach the room. You find it easily enough. You took one wrong turn because you realised you were heading back towards the second room you were in with Livia, and then you find your way back to the correct room
Okay.
and knock on the door and enter.
As I enter and see the three of them, I'm just like, it was Fenry, that piece of shit. Do any of
as
you
soon
have?
Then I'm just like, did you die?
No, I'm quite all right. Do you have tar? Perhaps one of you have feathers? I have an intention for that little piece of crap.
Nope.
Well-
Would you mind explaining where you've been and what's happening?
I found myself somewhat more inebriated than I would usually be, and began to suspect that perhaps somebody had cast something upon my flask, or perhaps a liquid within it. I didn't spend the time discerning the exact nature of the spell, but it seems as though some sort of transmutation was used to transfer my alcohol into something more potent. I do apologize for my previous behavior, but I think perhaps this liquid was to blame, and I'm going to find something that contains liquid nearby, like a font or something like that, and just pour it down it so that the flask is empty.
Oh. Well, I'm glad you'll be spending the next hour sober with us, Kovu.
Well, I have no issue with purchasing more alcohol. I just don't want to be drinking Fenry's swill of lies. I intend to deal with him upon our return.
Well, while you were gone, we've been deliberating. I did want
Very well,
to
I
take
assume Etin's going to get this gift.
No.
What?
Well,
Did you not hear my message? We
I
have
heard-
decided it will be Taryn.
You're giving it to the smallest one in the group.
He wishes to prove himself.
I
am
look at Kobe
willing
with a
to allow him.
shit-eating grin.
I see. He appears to be quite excited. Have we considered perhaps he's not the most hardy character to receive a unknown boon of unimaginable power? We're not certain the nature of this thing at all. Perhaps that this fellow could describe to us specifically what it does before we impart some sort of curse upon one of our own.
At the mention of the word hardy, I
Yeah.
lift up my arm and point to the scales on it.
Scales? Oh, right.
Yeah, he's got skills.
Scales.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. That's a fair point. You are certainly not simple in nature.
The shit-eating grin continues.
You're certain you wish to do this, Taryn?
Uh-huh.
And Evelyn, you've come to agreement with it?
I look at Taryn and put my hand on his shoulder again, and I tell him I think he's ready to prove himself.
And Etin, you're not curious as to the nature of this gift?
Well, I'm just gonna go over to Taryn and kind of I'm gonna plunk my my open hand
Palm.
onto his head and be like, Kovu, we gotta let this little lad have his time to show what he's made of.
Very
Yeah.
well. I suppose if we're to sacrifice one of the group, it might as well be the one who's lived the shortest number of years.
My grin kind of shudders a bit as his hand hits my head because I feel like a pang of, I'm gonna die. He's gonna...
And at this point, you all notice the door open.
The best of luck to you, Taryn. and I turn around to see who comes in.
Zuko's going to walk in. And
What am I gonna do with this boon? Is all I'm thinking. You know, my character.
I don't know. I just feel
mean,
like maybe you'll be able to survive it.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know what the boon is gonna be. It could be something quite timid.
Could be great.
You know, yeah.
Could eat eyes and only eat eyes. We don't know.
It could. Yeah.
okay,
Well, then we're all fucked if that's the case. Doesn't
No,
matter who
let's go eat
takes.
Taran's eyes.
he's going to walk in and say, "Are you all ready?"
Yes,
We
I believe
are.
we've come to an agreement.
Very well. He's going to turn around and he's going to bring in a chair. He's going to put a chair down in the middle of the room. He's going to look at all of you and say, "Have you decided who it will be?"
Not ominous at all. Yes, the young fellow wishes to prove himself.
I hop forward.
And he's going to look at Avlin as almost like he wants to just check that this is sort of all been approved by the group.
I look at her too.
Yes, young Mr. Parvus here
Oh,
will
we are
be.
doing it then. Very well. And I turn back around.
Very well. And he's going to
And I
turn
just,
to.
seriously, I just pick you up and I move you to the other side of the freaking room. Like,
I let it happen.
And he's going to have Zuko's going to give you a slight nod of that was impressive. I see why this one is now in the group. And he's going to look at Taran and say, "Taran, was it?
Yes,
Please take a seat."
I sit.
And he's going to stand in front of you and he's going to take out a very small bottle of what seems to be some strange ointment. And he says to you, "What we're going to do now is I'm going to cast a spell on you. This spell is one that allows you to see truly, but only for 1 hour."
Can I just check? What time of day is it?
Late afternoon? I haven't got a specific time in my head.
Are we under the impression that we're going to head out and do stuff today, or do we think we're winding down?
He thinks, like he said to you, when you come back, we go, and that's it, you're gone.
Okay, then as soon as he starts mentioning the components of this spell, I go like, you probably can't see very well, but I like make a fist and like beat my chest just once, like boom, and open my palm as I do it, and like this purple runic energy begins to sort of spiral and spread out across me, and I cast mage armor on myself.
How long's that last?
8 hours.
Okay, cool.
Mage armor.
Could you just make a note that it's 5 p.m.?
Okay, yeah, sure.
We'll call it 5 p.m.
Okay.
And that it's due to run out at whatever 8 hours is.
Oh god. Here we go.
Okay, so he
early
explains
in the
to you that he's going to cast a spell on you that gives you true sight.
And now you're gone.
I do not know exactly, and as he's speaking to you, he's slowly approaching you and he's unscrewing this bottle and he's sort of fiddling with it and trying to get a small amount of ointment out. It's almost like it has a slight pipette on the inside, but you're not too sure what it's made of or how it's been concocted, and it doesn't smell of much. You would have expected more of a smell, but all you can smell is the heady incense smell from the room. For 1 hour, this will give you, and you alone, the ability to see things that others cannot see. I have not been given all the details of what I'm protecting. That has always been the way to keep the information safe. However, once I had a person or people who were proven worthy, I could conduct this spell and allow you to continue forth to unlock the secrets it may hold. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
And he's going to tell you to lean back, like your head.
Yep, I do.
And then you lean back, he's going to lean forward, and he's going to drop 2 drops of ointment in each of your eye and tell you to blink.
I like lean forward, kind of like almost going to like protect him.
I blink, but
Then I stand back.
it feels a bit weird, so I'm kind of like recoiling a bit, just like, but...
So it doesn't sting, but it's definitely unusual. It is, someone has just poured something in your eye. It's a lot sticky than you expected. It's more of an ointment. You feel like it should sting, and you feel like it should stick your eyes together, but it's not, and it seems to be absorbing very quickly, but feels very peculiar. You then get this very like heady sense of overwhelming senses. You feel like everything's heightened. You feel very unusual, and as you look up, you sort of look around the room. You can see Kovu is glowing. very so slightly blue. You're not too sure what's going on, but you can see his hands still on his chest and moving away, and he's glowing all over. You're not too sure what's going on. You can see that Zuko, he's glowing with this sort of like yellow light, mainly around his head, particularly on his ears. You're not too sure what that's about. The room seems to have a strange fuzziness to it. No clue what that's about. It's almost like you think you've
Fenrir's
just
got
taken
to him.
magic mushrooms, and you really don't know what is going on. But the world looks spectacular, if not slightly daunting.
I'm looking in kind
Just
of like
remembered I need to
bewilderment
read.
and just like filled with wonder, just sort of like, ooh, this is cool.
And
'Cause
then you're going to look to your right, and then you're going to look to your left, and you feel like the room looks slightly
Here
different.
you are, stuck in the middle with us.
And then he's going to say to you, can you see this? And Zuko's going to point at a picture on the wall of Arella. And what you do, and do you look at it?
Yeah.
Yep. So you look at the picture of Arella, and you notice that there is a strange. There's a strange, like, it almost looks like a lock on the front of the picture, and you're not too sure what that means. And as you squint at it, and you think it looks slightly unusual and has this faint glow around this lock in the left hand side of the picture frame, you look at Zuko, very much clearly seeing that there's something strange about that picture, and he half smiles and says, "Very well, it's complete. Are you all ready? For we need to leave."
I'm excited and I'm nodding real fast, like, fuck yeah.
Bear with
So-
me one moment, for I'm going to start a 1 hour timer.
Oh dear.
Yes, I believe I am prepared as I'm going to be. I've had a short rest. I didn't mean
Good.
to use the exact words, but there we are. I was trying to call it something similar. I've had a brief time to recompose myself.
Very well. Well, I say we make haste. I'm glad you're all ready. As I said, the spell only lasts 1 hour, and unfortunately, there is not too much more information I can give you. Given that you are all ready, yes, then we should take next steps.
Might you perhaps be able to share with us the destination that we are seeking at this point?
Bear with me one moment.
No.
Fuck you.
No, fuck yourself, Zuko. Your information is lackluster and slow at best.
He's gonna look at all of you. He's gonna focus. He's slightly ignoring you. He's gonna focus more on Taran and just check
I
that
don't
Taran's
really say
sort of
that.
upright and looking and aware. He hasn't like collapsed from
Blinded
the spell or
him.
anything. And he's gonna go, very well. And instantly you're all gonna blip. And you're all going to go through exactly the same wave of you felt just before you landed behind the bakery. And you will instantly recognize this feeling as teleportation. You are off somewhere again, and you do not know where you are going or what is happening.
Whoa!
Da-da-da-dum, da-da-da-dum. Ooh.
I'm very like uncomfortable because I'm not magic inclined. I find the kind of experience a bit. Ugh.
And about 6 seconds later, you all crash land. Would you all like to roll a dex saving throw? Well,
Oh, man.
actually,
Why
athletics or
can't,
acrobatics.
why
your
can't we
choice.
ever land normally?
13.
You were not
so-
expecting this at all.
Teleportation's
Sorry,
outlawed.
Say
It doesn't happen
athletic.
often.
dexterity, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Acrobatics. Which
You say dexterity, sorry.
Athletics.
No, sorry.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Athletics or acrobatics,
5.
okay.
Again.
Come on. Blah. Oh, blah. Oh my god, that's horrible.
We rolled the same.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Is that all of you? Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Why do
So you all suddenly land, and it's very dark. Avelyn, you same as last time. You hate this feeling. You know what it is. You're not, but you instantly recognize it as soon as it's happening, and you start preparing yourself for exactly the same way you did last time. You know they're all not going to be happy, and you're sort of steeling yourself to land. Taran, you're feeling very out of this world with this strange new vision that you've got. Everything looks the same but slightly different. So when you then got teleported, you weren't expecting it, but being so aware, you managed to land on your feet. Kovu, you land on your ass, and Etin, you'd land on Kovu.
I like try to shove Etin off.
Surely I should kill him if I landed on him.
You're not that big, runt.
Not completely. You land on his legs.
Oh great, so I'm disabled.
You're just disabled. It's fine. You can manage.
I tried to push him off me and failed immediately.
Yep.
I grab you like you're like some awkward stone from underneath me, and I just throw you aside.
And as this is happening, your eyes come into focus because it's all pitch black and then swirly colours, and then suddenly you're in this room and you usually stand up.
I'm gonna reach for my quarterstaff, unsheath it from my back, and just look around, going, "Fenrir, you little piece of shit!"
No Fenrir here, just me. And as you all stand up and look around, you're in a small, what seems to be a book cupboard. You're not too quite sure where you are or what it is. But it's a small book cupboard. It's about a.
I hope by the end of this journey together we get a like what's it, a comfortable transport at some point.
It's a small room, about 10 feet by about 6 feet. It's not big at all. It's a square. As you look around, it smells really dusty and old. It's quite darkly lit. You can see there's a lantern that's been switched on next to Zuko, so you think that maybe he's turned this lantern on.
I have dark vision. Can I read any of the books?
I mean, if you want to start pulling them out.
I want to read the spines. Look for titles.
Yeah, you can have a look. Do you want to investigation or?
Yeah. I'd probably say
do an investigation check.
I'm going to ignore whatever else is happening and try and find books.
You see two bookshelves, one to your left, one to your right.
Has anyone got like sorry, is it dark where we are? Sorry, pardon me.
Yep.
Can I take out one of my torches, please?
I think Zuko has a lantern, you said.
Oh, there's a lantern that's been turned on in the corner. You can see the room.
Okay.
You can still bring out one of your torches if you want.
No, it's okay. If we can see the room, there's no point wasting it.
Yep, so you see two bookshelves, one to your left, one to your right. One's got 2 or 3 books on it. They're absolutely caked in dust and filthy. The other one's got a few more. The bottom shelf looks extremely dusty. The top shelf looks like it's got a few more that have been here a lesser amount of time. As you look to your right, just behind Zuko, you can see a really small picture of Arella. It's just above the lantern on this strange little table.
I'm looking for specifically any books that might suggest they hold any kind of magics.
Okie dokes. No. What did you roll? Sorry.
21.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you notice on the left-hand side, it seems to they seem to be ruined books, either damaged by people ripping them or breaking them. They seem to be very basic novels, nothing of like instructions or anything like that. On the right-hand side, you see a book called The Lightning Veil, which seems to be not covered in dust as much as the others. And you also see another book called The Clockwork Angel. You're not too sure what that's about.
Am I close enough to reach for them?
Yeah, you're close enough to reach for them.
Can I take them both and maybe start flicking through just briefly?
Yeah, you can take them both. While you're picking up these books and having a little look, all the rest, by the way, just look like.
What was it?
Really
Lightning Veil and Clockwork Angel.
Yep. And as you turn around, you all notice that Zuko is again sort of spinning his ring on his finger. He's got his eyes closed, and he's sort of ever so slightly bowing his head to what seems to be the picture of Arella. Seems to be mumbling a few silent words before turning back to you guys and checking to see that you're all in one piece.
I want to read as much of the Lightning Veil as I can.
I mean, it's been about 10 seconds, so I think by this point you've picked it up and possibly opened it.
But that's fine. I'm just standing there with it open in my hand, flicking through pages.
Okay, so from just flicking through pages, what you can gather is that the Lightning Veil is talking about. It's a book talking about the elements, and it's not so much a magical book, but more of a like a storytelling from a mage's perspective of him harnessing this specific element, and I wouldn't say it's instructions. It's not like you've picked up a spell book or anything on this is how I've done this. It's more storytelling of what he's done and how his powers have developed. Clockwork Angel is a romance.
Okay, I give the Clockwork Angel to Taryn.
I'm just like trying to look around my cool glowy sight. I accept it, sort of give a slight glance, and I'm like, oh, thanks, and I just put it in my pouch.
That's fine. Cool.
Like, I don't take note of what the fuck the book is. I'm just like, oh, thanks.
I look around and I'm just like, is everyone all right?
Yes, another subpar delivery, but nonetheless, we can continue.
He's gonna look at all of you and say, "Very well, you're all here. Right, you have what you need. You must move quickly."
Does this perhaps suggest that there was a chance in which we would not all be here?
Not at all.
Hmm.
From my telling, that's you have 51 minutes left of your spell, Taran, for you to find what I know as the secret. I know nothing more. That is all the information I've been given, and the building that we are in now is where you can find it. You must understand I do not know the full details and what is hidden. I was tasked with purely protecting it. There is not much more I can do, and unfortunately from this point you are on your own.
Do you know what the layout of this building is? Like, could you explain it to us in some brief detail?
Well yes, you're in the library. And he's sort of gonna look at the bookshelves like I thought that was obvious, but maybe
Of
not.
Lianos?
That is correct. Now, like I said, it is in this building that you need to search for, and all I know is that whatever it is, it's the secret. Unfortunately, I cannot help you with much more than that. I suggest you wait in here a few minutes after I've made my leave before you exit. It may look a little strange, 5 or 6 people coming out of the broom cupboard. Good luck. And he's going to leave and shut the door behind him.
This is perhaps the only place that I'm familiar with in the capital. As I mentioned, I've not been here many times before. It is a hub of magical and non-magical knowledge. I believe that there was a librarian here for a while, perhaps the same who was murdered, from what Mercer said, though I'm not too familiar about the people here outside of that. Given the time, I would imagine that as Zuko has suggested, the place will not be simply left unattended. I'm not inclined to particularly say this, but perhaps we should split up.
Can I, like, because I lived in the city my whole life, do you think I would have been in here at all? DM?
Yes, you'd have definitely visited the library. You may not know it like the back of your hand, but you've been in here a few times to either meet people or pick up a book, or perhaps maybe brought the kids here when they were doing something for school.
Okay, so would I, know the general layout and stuff? And
You'd know the rough layout. Like I said, you don't know the ins and outs. You wouldn't know where to find every book, but you know what the main area looks like and sort of roughly where the different sections pan off to.
Okay. Well, we should stay as a group, first off. Everyone.
I have the eyes, so
Yeah.
like none of you are gonna find it.
Yeah. But
so
me and Kovu have been here before. We might know the place to look. You could spend all day looking, but we might know where to look.
true.
Well, in any event, we have less than an hour, so perhaps we should head out. And I open
Yeah.
the door.
I plod along
Ooh,
after him.
fancy picture.
Woohoo!
That's perfect.
The library.
Library.
Ho ho. So who goes first? Kovu goes first? Are we waiting?
I open the door. You guys can go ahead of
Your
me
choice.
if you wish.
I plod along straight afterwards.
I kind of like hold my arm out to hold Etin back for a second while those two leave.
I don't know what these are. I don't know what books are.
I just say, come along, Etin, don't worry.
Josh, you'll have to put the music on loop. It wouldn't let me do it.
I'm peeing!
Yeah, he's in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So as you all step out, you step out into the library. If you have a little look on the picture, you can see there's a little archway on the bottom right. So I imagine you coming out from a small room that was found beyond there. As you come out, you see there's a few little rooms. One looks like it's got the door slightly open. You think it might be an office for a librarian or something. And then there's this broom cupboard that you seem to have come out from. And as you step out, you are very much aware that at this point you have roughly 45 minutes to find the secret. What do you
I
do?
immediately go to the center of the room and just do a full-on pan of the entirety of the place
Like spinning a
to see if I
360.
could see anything.
You're all familiar with the central section of the room. I will meet you back here momentarily, and I head towards the
What?
front desk.
I'm not familiar with this.
Feel free to come with me.
Etin,
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Kovu because I have no idea
I'm going to try and
where I
find the
am,
librarian at the front desk.
Okay. What are you doing, Evelyn and Taryn? Taryn, you said you're looking around.
Yeah.
You're feeling quite disorientated, and you're definitely there. Everything still has that faint, fuzzy hum about it. You can't quite pin it. Has Taryn ever been drunk?
No.
Ooh.
Has he ever had a drink?
No.
Have I ever slipped him a drink without
He
him
has,
knowing?
does not have a clue what is going on. Everything looks a little bit hazy. Everything is exactly as it is, but almost slightly off.
I
You
think
can't
if
quite
anything,
tell.
he'd be having flashbacks to that one slightly off grape he had.
Yep.
One random
Yep.
point.
Yep, that makes sense. He's catching a few faint glows, but nothing that's glaringly obvious. It
I'm
could
good.
quite. He feels like it could quite easily be people that are just of a magical nature around, or reading about spells. It's that kind of vibe, but you're not getting a true big, the same kind of sense or glaring obvious feeling as when you looked at that picture of Arella in that small room back at the Temple of Arella.
I run forward to Taryn and I say, "Do you see anything?" Not like
What
yelling.
do
like,
elven I see?
"Do you see anything?"
I'm not a fucking elf.
What are
Not-
you?
Hi.
He's a human.
Are you a human?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck off, you guys on it. Words that I'm good. Yeah, basically, I explain about the fact that it's just all quite fuzzy. I'm like, I can't pick anything out.
So nothing stands out at all.
Oh, what would the secret be? And I start mumbling again.
Well, we need to look for something related to Arella, the goddess. Is there a section related to her? Can I roll? Is there
Oh
a
shit,
section
I think I've just had a
related to
thought.
Arella? DM.
Wait. DM?
DM?
You're
Hello?
the DM.
I don't know if you were asking me or talking to each other. It's
No. It
Yeah,
was,
I was
Me and
asking-
Etin have stepped away.
Evelyn
you and
was
Etin-
asking something.
I
So
was
you're asking if
you-
there's a religious. You don't know. You know the library and you know it contains a lot of information, but you wouldn't know what kind of sections it has or where they are off the top of your head.
Would I, given that I've been here and my history is a plus
Ah.
11?
How many floors are here?
There are one section seems to be, as you can like, similar to the picture. That's not an exact description, but it's definitely the vibe we're going for. That's one section seems to be a lot of high, tall bookshelves with much more tables and a sort of studious area, and then you've got another section which is it goes up to 3 floors with a spiral staircase, and that pans off into further back rooms.
Okay.
You don't know if there's a Kova, you asked me if you know if there's a religious section. You remember that there definitely is a religious section because you've come here looking before, specifically in relation to the gods that of your interest. Is it knowledge? Sorry.
Gaia is. I
Oh,
mean,
it's Gaia, sorry.
Gaia's tasked me with my general thing that I'm out to do, but I do respect Lianos as a wizard, as a
Okay.
studious.
So you've come
caster.
in to before, and you've you definitely remember that there is a religious section. You can't remember where it is.
I'm still going to the librarian with Etin.
Okay.
Front desk.
Avelyn and Taryn, is there anything else you're doing apart from looking around and trying to get your bearings?
Is there anything that's specifically Arella related, like on the walls or anything? Like, because I
Any
see
statues?
there's
So
like
you just want to look around the library in general and see if you can get any motifs or anything to Arella?
yeah, basically
Alright.
like a big plaque.
Okay,
that's-
so roll investigation. I'd say spend a few minutes having a look around and getting a feel for the library, seeing if you can find anything like that.
Yeah.
Taryn, are you doing the same?
Yeah, I'm looking for like a statue or something.
Did you say I
Okay.
should roll investigation? I've missed.
Yes, roll investigation with advantage if Taryn's helping you, and you'll need to spend 5 minutes doing it.
Okay. Gah!
Super
no.
use that advantage.
So you guys are doing that for 5 minutes.
Okay.
That takes you down to 38 minutes. Kovu and Etin, what are you doing?
Well, during that 5 minutes, we're trying to speak to the librarian at the front desk.
That's fine. You walk over. You find a female librarian. She seems to be human. She has glasses that are peeked down at the end of her nose, and you're sure they're not quite big enough for her to possibly read, but fair enough. She's shuffling through books.
Good day, madam, if you wouldn't mind. I would need some
Good afternoon.
assistance, if that's okay.
Oh, well, yes, that is what I'm here for. How may I help?
I've been tasked with seeking some sort of secret, a scroll. The city knows it only in legend, and I'm told that there is something within this library that might pertain to it, or perhaps some sort of connection with Arella. Would you perhaps be familiar with books or some sort of section of the library that would either be intertwined with the goddess herself, or perhaps would be in part related to this scroll in some nature?
Scrolls, you say? Well, we do have scrolls in the far left, back over there, past the studies section with the chairs. We have a number of scrolls covering a multitude of subjects. We have the religious section at the far back at the right, which is mostly untouched. Not many people
Do you
go
have
there.
any sort of prohibited section?
Well, no, we don't have prohibited. And if we did, it would be prohibited, sir.
Can I insight check her?
Yes, you can.
Gus, no, what do you
13.
What?
You're not too sure, although when she says that if they had one, it would be prohibited, you feel like that was certainly true.
Can I
So as I
determine...
said, scrolls to the back left. The religious section is the far right, down up the staircase, second floor. Oh no, sorry, we moved it. It's the ground floor now, or was it the second floor? Well, it's either the second floor or the ground floor. We've recently had a renovation. We had some import of books and had to make. So it's either the second floor or the ground floor.
You don't
right
seem
right at the back.
incredibly flush with custom at the moment. Would that be fair to say?
Oh well, we are due to close shortly, and I
Excellent.
have much to do and put all these books away ready for any people that may visit us tomorrow. So
Well,
actually, I'm quite busy.
As I've described, we're here for a rather specific task, and we are seeking the Forbidden Scroll of Stalvin,
Yes,
the
I
same one
heard
of
you
legend.
scrolls. I told you scrolls are on the far left
I
back
think
corner.
it would be
That's
within
where
your
we keep our
interest to
scrolls.
accompany us as much as possible, and indeed endeavour to assist us as much as you are able to do so. And I will
You
cast
want me
suggestion.
to help you find a
on her.
book in our library? Okay, go on.
I
go
want
on.
her on hand for the duration of suggestion to you
How
need to
long's
roll
that?
8 hours. You so we discussed this. I assume given that she works in a library, she's relatively intelligent. By default, it's a wisdom save. My inclination is to change it to charisma to try and get the lowest out of her stats, but I'm assuming that you haven't got stats for this person, although that's kind of meta knowledge. Is it fair to say that I could determine that changing this to a charisma save would be a wise move? Do you want me to insight her?
You think you insight her, for
Okay.
starters.
7.
You think that you should go with the spell as it currently is.
Okay, then I will cast
Should take
suggestion.
let it take its natural course.
She needs to make a wisdom save. Against 16, I believe? Yes, 16. So did she
Okay,
roll a
so-
15 or less?
She's going to look up at you and say, so how do you require my help exactly?
We're searching for a forbidden scroll, and the
Scrolls.
places
Well, if
that
you follow me, they're at the far left.
Yes,
You're gonna get up and
the
head
places
towards the
that you've
scrolls.
suggested are all perfectly good examples of places that we might find what we seek.
Oh,
However,
yes, yes.
should we need to head into this prohibited section, I would imagine that is within your abilities to guide us there.
Oh yes, of course, sir. But if you are after a scroll, then this is the section that we must go to. Follow me. You said it was in a quick rush. You're just
Very
gonna head
well.
off towards the scrolls.
And as she does, if we get closer to Avalyn and Taryn, I'm just going to say, come along if you would. We have a advisor here. She is inclined to assist us. And I sort of look at Avalyn as though that was not her natural state before using those
Yeah.
kind of words.
Are these your friends?
Yes, indeed they are.
Very well, the scrolls are this way. And she's
I
gonna
put
head
my
towards
arm
the scrolls
around
and you're back
Taran.
left.
I put my arm around Taran and kind of pull him towards to like catch up with Kobu and Etin.
Libraries are
she-
quite your forte, Taran. Perhaps you should cast your eye in this direction.
And then she's gonna reach the scroll section. It's gonna take her just a minute or two to go up there. It's not that far. It's on the ground floor. So if we look up here to the scrolls to the left, this is much more factual information. This is where we would keep all of our history. History is up here. If you look just below that, this is where we keep our geography scrolls. So any maps or any of the like, you can
Anything,
pull out all
Taran?
of these. And she's gonna look at you like you interrupted me, but that's very well. If you carry on more towards this way, these are more of our magically inclined scrolls. But trust me, you will find no magical spells here. This is much more of the descriptive and storytelling type scrolls, as I'm sure you understand.
Yes,
And if we walk towards this section, and she's gonna spin around, she's gonna be like, and here we have our art. I do ask that if you use these gloves on these table over here, if you pull down your art scrolls and you want to look at our art, and if we walk over here, and she's going to wander off downstairs, she's like, "This is where we keep cooking," and she's going to take you a
do
good
this
through
for a
tour.
while until we've essentially found what we're seeking. Taran, do you notice anything as you cast your eye over the place?
It's this way then.
I look.
Would you
I
want to
mumble.
roll, Sevi?
What specific areas of scrolls are you looking at? The ones she's listed.
Presumably you can just look at all of them.
That will take more time.
I've forgotten what she listed because I was
She
too busy
listed like history, magic, but she said the magic scrolls were
Geography,
specifically
geography.
like fairy tales, and yeah, geography by the sounds of it, cartography.
magic.
I don't think she listed one for magic.
She said magic, but she said they were more
Oh, did she?
instructional than functional.
Okay.
I still look at the magic.
Okay.
You notice nothing unusual.
Look at the rest.
I look at the.
It'll take too long.
No. Where are we going next? Fucking.
We're following her.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just looking around anyway to see. Anything.
Can I, because I'm not really doing anything. Can I look back where she was, where the librarian was seated, and see whether or not if there's kind of like a prohibited area that kind of stands out, maybe like a kind of like a passageway or a door, or
Yeah,
I
if you
don't
want to
know.
go back towards the front desk and have a look, see if you can see anything unusual, you can go back over and leave them at the scrolls.
Yeah, can I do that, please?
Sure, go do that. And as you go over and have a little look, do you want to roll investigation for me?
Okay.
Taryn, you spend another good 3-4 minutes having a look at all of these scrolls and you see nothing out of the ordinary. You're getting the distinct feeling there is nothing unusual over this area.
Do you relay that to us, Taran?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm just like, very well, and I go
15.
catch up with the librarian again, and I'm just saying, you mentioned books pertaining to the gods. Perhaps you could show us those next.
Basically, what happens is like I'm just constantly mumbling, but every now and again I'm just like nothing.
15.
Etin,
Just
you have
nothing.
a good look round, and you can't see any doors. You do remember that there was what seemed to be a study back near the broom cupboard.
Okay.
That's the only door that you've seen that looked not unusual, but different to
Any,
a library.
anything around me other than that? There's nothing that kind of
Not by the
stands
front
out.
desk. It's very much open. No
Okay.
doors or anything. There's a desk. There's a chair behind it. There's a bunch of specific bookshelves and things under her
Okay.
desk.
All right.
But not
Can
any doors.
I-
The only one you've seen is that study.
Okay. Can I go to the study then? Might as well just wander around
Yep, you can
and
go
just
to the
go
study.
check it out.
It's not a
Yep.
problem.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing? Back to you three.
We're trying to convince her to take us to the books about the gods next, so that we can check Taran's checkout thing there, the true site.
Oh yes, the gods, the gods. Well, that would be the religious section. Quite famous. Many people come here to look at our religious section, given all the temples in Stalvin. Now, where was it? Was it the second floor or was it the ground?
Yes, if you could provide us somewhat of an expedient journey, that would be most fortunate.
Well, let me have a think now. Can I? Was it the religious section? And honestly, I can't. Let's go to the third floor. Follow me. Chip chop. And she's gonna take a spiral staircase that's slightly in the middle of the room up to the second floor. And are you guys gonna follow her?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, you're gonna follow. While you're going up there, Etin, you are going back towards the study. Is that right?
Yes, please.
So you're going to go back into the study. It's unlocked. The door's open. You walk in. It's a very small room. If anything, it's a bit smaller than the room that you first appeared into. Do you want to roll another investigation check for me?
Yeah. 10.
Okay, you have a little look around. You see that there's there seems to be a stock invoice on the desk, which lists a number of book titles, and it's got some costings up. It's got a there's a small pouch of what seems to be silver coin. You imagine for the invoice. You see some strange books that are torn on the side. You're not too sure why they're torn. And do you have a look anywhere specific, like in the drawers of her desk?
Yeah, if I can, yeah, let me have a look around the drawers or anything kind of, hopefully kind of stands out for me. You want me to investigate again?
Yep. Do one more for me.
It's fucking hell, it's getting worse.
Okay. You have a little look, and sorry, Josh, I'm not too sure what you're
Don't
asking.
worry.
I'm a bit confused.
I'm not asking anything.
Okay. You find a set of keys.
Okay.
You're not sure what they're for, but you found them.
Okay.
For all you know, they could be keys to her house.
Okay. I'm gonna leave them because I don't know what they're for until I find something that
Okay.
I may need a lock for. Is there anything in the room that looks like it requires a lock?
Nope, it's just a small room with a little desk and a little bookshelf and then a big stack of paper and a quill and stuff. It's quite messy in there, actually.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to let me just leave for now then.
Okay. Cut back to you guys. You are on the 3rd floor, and she has walked you into a back room, and she's looking around, going, "Can you? Well, they were here, certainly here. She's gonna look around. Oh my, I'm terribly sorry. It seems they must have got moved to the ground floor. I did say that some got moved to the ground floor. It said, you follow me, and we'll go straight back. It's not a long journey. I promise you, just a few minutes." And then she's gonna walk back out and go back down the stairs.
Still in the room, I want to look around specifically for that kind of lock-looking shape that was on the painting.
You can't see anything.
Shit. Okay, continuing my mumbling, I'm just like, nothing. And then go to...
So as she's coming down the spiral staircase, she goes, "Well, you do understand. Like I said, we've got a large stock of books, which means we do have to sometimes move things around. And also it keeps the people that are coming in, gets them going to different areas when you move things around. They find things they might not otherwise have looked at." And then as she comes down to the bottom stairs, Etin, you're going to approach the group as you've just come out of the archway, looking slightly confused. And she's going to look at you and go, "You're coming with us, dear. We're going to the religious section."
Well, yeah, okay, all right then. I just kind of join the group. What you know, just asking a question about that painting that we looked at earlier on, and sorry, did we see any of that? You know, it was
Taryn.
it was only Taryn, wasn't it?
Yep, you saw nothing.
Okay, all right.
Taryn, you get the distinct feeling that over half of your time has gone on this spell.
Mhm.
Oh no.
I'm just like slightly out of my mumbling and everything. I'm like, we're running out of time. And then go straight to mumbling.
Well, we're very much nearly there. You will have to excuse me. I've recently had a delivery, and we've had the most tragic events recently, and it's in the back room. She's gonna saunter off down there, and I assume you guys are gonna continue following her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's going to show you, and she's going to do similar to what she did before. And she's going to look, well, this is our religious section. So here we have buildings and architecture relating to religious, and here we have specific books on the gods and the goddesses, such as Arella and Gaia. And if you look over into this section, this is more about historical points in history where the gods may have intervened. Some may call them stories, if you like. Some may call them fact. And then she's going to turn around, she's going to go, and over here, and she's going to carry on sort of trying to break down the little subsections of the area.
Anything, Taryn?
Do you want to all roll an investigation check? Actually, perception. Sorry, perception.
Great.
That's a +2. That's probably gonna roll shit. Hey!
Perception, you said, yeah?
Boom.
Perception!
It's great. Perception. kiss me. Oh,
Oh!
yes.
The guy who can't read sees it all.
Etin, while they're all frantically looking at shelves and trying to look at all the different sections, you're not really interested in the books. You're more looking at the room itself. And as you go around the back bookshelf, as you round the corner, you notice that there is a room at the end. What
Okay.
you appear to be a room. It's a door that's shut.
Okay, cool. Can I sneak off and try and go to that door?
Yep, you can.
Yeah, cool. Can I try and open the door? Go in
Can.
it.
But it's locked.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, then I'm going to go back.
Only you'd acquired some sort of device for exactly this mechanism.
I'm gonna go back to that room and I'm gonna grab those keys.
Okay, that's going to take you 5 minutes.
That's
Go
fine.
all the way back. Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay. That puts you guys down to 21 minutes.
Oh my god.
Do we notice anything?
You guys notice nothing on the books. Etin, do you tell the guys what you've noticed, or do you just rush out?
I'm going to. Yeah, I'll let the guys know. Like, but I don't know. I'm gonna let one of them know. I don't know if what I say the woman would react to. I'm assuming she probably would. I'm going to.
You don't know what the woman knows or doesn't know or understands,
true,
but you
true.
do know that Kovu's got something to do with it.
Okay, so Kovu's busy with the woman, so I'm not gonna like take his attention.
Well, you
gonna...
know that whatever's going on with the woman is something to do with Kovu. So if you want to know
that I
what's
did
going on
something
with
to
her,
Yeah. But okay. I'm gonna grab Evelyn. I'm gonna like kind of just literally just grab her shoulder and just pull her close to me, and I'll be like, Evelyn, there's a door over there, right around there. Can you see?
Oh, I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, I think I got the keys. I know where the keys are. So
Pass me the keys, and I will try and unlock it.
Well, I don't actually have them on me, but if you give me a few minutes, I'm gonna go and get them.
Okay, I'll wait by the
key. Just make sure that that the librarian's kept busy, and hopefully we're not gonna distract her. Yeah, and I'm gonna go
over
off.
here, this is where we have our religious artwork. Again, we have gloves. I do ask that if you're going to take any of our artwork, it's clearly labelled up here when we have
Where's
art.
the prohibited section?
Prohibited section? Well, that would be around the corner.
If you wouldn't mind, I would like to be escorted there right away.
Yeah, oh, well, very well. And she's going to take you to the door and she's going to stand in front of it.
Yes, and if you wouldn't mind, and I gesture towards the door.
Oh, you'd like me to open it?
Yes.
Oh, well, I must go get my keys. Bear with me one moment. And then she's going to walk off.
Okay.
Fuck's sake.
Etin, you have arrived at the study.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Oh, well, I don't know that she's on her way back.
Oh, you don't.
So, what are you doing, man?
I don't know you've gone to get keys. You didn't tell me shit.
Grab
oh,
the keys.
fuck. I'm just gonna get the keys. I'm just gonna take them. Yeah, because I don't know that she's coming.
Sorry.
What do you do with the keys? Are you just walking around holding them? Do you pocket them?
I'm going to pocket them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to come out, and as you come back out to the archway next to the turning back to, you're going to bump into the librarian who's... Oh, excuse me, bear with me. I just want to get what... I will be back in one moment. And she's going to walk past you.
Sorry, miss. I'm gonna go like...
She's gone off to the study. Where do you go?
I'm running back to where them guys are with the keys.
Okay.
And I'm going to say to the guys, "Oh, I got the keys." They're like, "Evelyn, I've got the keys."
Who's by the door?
I'm not there.
We all are.
No one?
We all are. Aren't we?
Oh, you all are.
I've
Okay.
gone to the prohibited section. This door is in
Yeah,
a different
that's
section,
what-
I thought.
Is
That's
this
where
a
we
different
are.
No,
door?
this is the
Same
door
door.
to the
It's the same
prohibited
door.
section.
Oh, so it's all the same
Same
door.
door. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you'd found a different door that I hadn't seen. Okay, cool.
No,
So
she,
then
she
we're all
took
there,
you around
yeah.
the corner.
Yeah, we're all
We're all
there. We're all
Okay,
there.
so you come around the
Um,
corner, Etin, and you see them all standing, waiting by the door.
Yeah,
and you're
cool.
really
And
not
I've
doing
got
anything.
I've got the keys, and I'm just gonna pass them over to Evelyn because my hands are too big
Oh,
to play with keys.
Kovu, it looks like we have the keys to the prohibited section. We
Oh.
don't need the librarian anymore.
Yeah,
And
she
then I
was
just-
somewhat taxing. Perhaps we should just head in ourselves.
Yeah, and then I just start trying to unlock the door. I'm assuming this is like a ring of keys or something that has.
And as you're having this very brief chat, you hear, I am afraid I seem to have misplaced my keys. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to. And you can hear her coming closer and closer to the religious section.
I just shout back at her, "That's fine, we're continuing our search."
Okay, where would you like me to take you next? If not,
Just shut up and come along.
she's gonna come around the corner, and is she gonna see Evelyn with the keys, or are you guys being discreet?
I'm not doing anything discreet. She's under my spell to assist us to the best of her ability.
I'm standing in the way, like, and I'm a big dude. Like, she can't see what's going on behind me. Yeah, I'm just standing there.
If it's not clear to the rest of the group as she starts to come back and they start to act shady, I'll just say to them, not to worry too much. I've given her some persuasion to assist us to the best of her endeavours until we've located what we're looking for. She will be most compliant until we find whatever this scroll is, in which point I would suggest that perhaps we use the secret weapon. And I motion towards Etin.
Okay.
It's at this point that she's going to notice the keys and say, "Oh, you found my keys."
Oh, I didn't realise they were yours. I hope you don't mind. I'm just going to open the door for you.
Well, no, that's quite alright. I can open my own door. They are my keys. And she's going to walk over and stand by the door and sort of put her hand out, like giving the keys.
Oh, I just give her the keys.
Okay. Well, you must understand that this section is rather prohibited. We don't let just anyone will come in this room. So I'd appreciate your discretion when talking about your visit to the library. And she's
Certainly,
unlocking the
miss.
door.
What's is said in the library stays in the library. Please carry on.
Oh, very well said. I like that. I might get that put on the wall. And then she's going to open the door and let you guys through. She's going to motion for you to head on in.
Cool.
I very
Taryn?
quickly walk in.
And she's going to sort of stand at the door and explain that this is where certain books that may not be of interest to the general public but are still important to the city are kept. They're worried that people may misconstrue the writings that are contained within these books. So it's best that they're kept here and under a strict schedule of when they are viewed and who by.
Taryn, open your bloody eyes and get on with it.
I'm
Do you want
behind.
to do an investigation roll, Taryn?
I'm behind Taryn, looking at what's in the prohibited section.
Evelyn, do you want to make a history roll, and Kovu?
Yeah, I'll roll history. I'm great at history if I roll particularly average.
I have to roll
Ah.
it. Gone downstairs quickly. Wait, that's mine, not hers. What are her stats?
Oh man.
I didn't roll great, but I still got a 14 on history.
Alright, that's her history. It's terrible. And I'm doing an investigation, aren't I?
Yep, you're doing investigation. Kovu, you realise at this point that you've probably got less than a quarter of the spell left.
Okay. Do I see anything in the prohibited section that might interest me, book-wise?
Define interest you.
Magic in nature, or providing me with some sort of spell to learn.
You'll have to spend some time looking for that.
Well, that's fine. I'm spending all the time that Taryn's looking for the actual thing.
Okay, so roll investigation.
Okay.
Taryn, you
17.
notice a strange white glow coming from the middle of the back wall.
As soon as I
Top
see it,
shelf.
I sort of like dart towards it. I just weave through whatever to make my way to the glowy bit.
I'm looking over my shoulder at him, but I'm also looking for magic books.
Okay, once you get to the bookshelf, Taryn, you have a little look and you see that this white glow is coming distinctively from the spine of a book called The Secret.
Aha! I pull out The Secret and I want to give it a nice good look.
Do I see him doing this?
You see him looking intently up at the top shelf and reaching his hand out.
I point over to him and just say, "Do not open that, Taryn."
I'm very much pulled by my curiosity, so I open it.
Okay. As you grab up and reach for the book and try to pull it down off the top shelf, you hear a distinct clunk, and you can't seem to move the book back anymore or off the shelf. And very slowly, a waft of dust appears, and the whole bookshelf slowly starts to rotate back.
Petulant
becomes a
child, what have you
door.
triggered? Edin!
Huh? I mean, oh.
I believe we may be about to have issue, friend, if you wouldn't mind stepping forward.
Alright, cool. And I'm just gonna like just doom doom doom. You know,
Do you
just
still
kinda just
require
like
my help, or is that everything you need?
I just shut the door in front of her. I don't care. I just shut the door. I don't know if she was at the door, by the way.
Yeah, she was standing. Well, she was standing in the doorway. You'd have had to have pushed her.
Yeah,
to
I
the door.
just shut the door. Like it's just like
She's
just
gonna knock on the door and say, "Do you require any further assistance?"
It would assist us greatly if you waited at your desk.
Very well. You know where to find me. And then you can hear her tottering off.
I look back at Avalyn at this point, who I assume Etin has sort of somewhat shoved into the room, and just be like, I suggested we gather what we need and leave within the next 7-ish hours, otherwise she's going to be rather somewhat more unfriendly by the time that we look to exit this abode.
So let's get in there, and I mean let's get in there and let's see what we can find.
Well done. I knew you could do it.
Do I get the chance to scan the books at all in the prohibited section?
Yes, you do. You find a book which, for some reason, seems to have no title on the spine and no imagery or writing at all on the front or the back. But as you open it, you definitely get a sense of magic through it.
Okay, I'll keep it.
Yeah, you don't have time to read it or find what it's about, but you definitely get a pull from it. And you find it unusual that it has no markings.
I'm really interested in books and everything, so I want to just sort of reach over to a really close shelf, find just 3 books, grab them and shove them in my pouch.
Okay.
Without looking at whatever they are. I just want to
Avalyn, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Cool. I thought you disappeared. Did you hear what happened?
He gave me a brief synopsis of what happened, yes.
Cool. So as he pulls down the secret, a book switch is activated and the bookshelf swings back and reveals an opening.
Okay.
What do you all do?
I wait for
saw a
Etin.
book and I'm like,
You wait for someone else to go in first, okay?
For Etin to go in first.
Etin to go in first.
Someone's going first. Yeah, let me go
I
in
look
first.
over at everyone, I'm just like, you want to go? Just with a kind of smirk.
Yeah. I'm like, everyone, let's focus at the task we have at hand. Don't get too distracted by the forbidden books. Let's just get in, find whatever the secret is, and get out. Okay?
Correct.
Preferably within a few hours, if doable.
Yes.
Very well. So you all step in through the...
With a hop,
The
skip,
doorway?
Yes, please.
Okay. You all
I'm
step
going-
in, and as you step about 6 feet into the hallway, a sconce on your right lights up with a light blue flame.
that filled me with a uncontrollable joy.
I can't stop the bot. I need you to. When
thought
you go back up,
something
if that's okay.
Yeah, give me a sec.
So as you...
These things aren't kept well.
As you, Sorry, lost my train of thought.
As we were heading down, the sconce lights a blue fire.
Yeah, as you head in, there's sconce lights on the right-hand side, and you notice a spiral, stone staircase heading down. You can't see much further, more than about 5-6 steps.
And you just want the music stopped, yeah?
Please,
I know.
thank you.
Can we go down these steps?
You can. You
I
can
go
definitely
down the
try.
steps. I very much go down the steps.
I kind of guide
When the
forward.
first person takes their first step onto the spiral staircase, the bookshelf swings back shut.
I then activate dancing lights.
Very well.
Just
Um,
keep it a bit more.
Who's at the front?
Taran is. I'm like
Yeah.
kind of guiding him, like kind of like behind him, but like kind of making sure he's the leader. Even when even when he stands back to look at things, I kind of like nudge him, and I'm like, "Come on!" Like,
So as you slowly go down, about every 5-6 steps, just as you're starting to reach the end of your vision, another sconce on the wall lights up with a light blue flame. You continue down for probably about a minute, going round and round, following each other in complete silence and darkness, slowly with these sconces appearing. And as you all reach the bottom, it seems to just be a strange, flat, circular room with nothing in it other than sconces. Have you all reached the bottom?
yes.
Just saying
Yep.
as well, it's dancing lights.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like 4 little lights. So I'm just gonna make them like really dimly lit orbs. Just move them next to each of us.
Okay. So as the last person hits the bottom floor and steps into the middle, you slowly notice that the sconces from the top, slowly all the way down one by one, start turning off until you get to the bottom, when sconces round this circular room light, about 4 of them. And after about 10 seconds, you hear a distinct clink, and the floor starts to move and go down slowly.
I would like to see what the fuck is happening. Precisely. What's happening with the floor?
All you can see is that your entire floor is the same, but you can tell by looking at the walls and as stones go past you that the floor is lowering, and it leaves the stairs almost floating midair as you descend.
Well,
And it gets darker and darker as you descend.
Ooh, do you want a torch?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want a torch there?
I have my little orbs next to each of us.
Well,
We have little lights.
oh, but it seems to get just darker and darker as we descend.
I don't think a red light would be any sort of hindrance.
I'm gonna pull out a torch. Let me pull out a torch.
I
Please.
light it.
I take that light away from Etin then, because he
Oh.
doesn't seem to like my light, and I look a bit like pouty. Just like,
I'm going to use prestidigitation to
come
light
on now,
Etin's
small fry.
torch.
You've done well up until this point. So let me contribute a little bit, all right? And yeah, I take out another torch and I hand another one out. Kovu, if you wouldn't mind.
Certainly. I take it from him and I use prestidigitation to light that one as well.
Sweet, cool. And I pass one to Kovu, and obviously the other one was taken from what's his name? Taran, thank you.
He just took one of his magical dancing lights away from you.
yeah.
Oh, is that what he did? He took it from me.
So you have your own
You're
torch,
lighting up a
and,
torch.
and you've handed
okay.
me a torch. I've taken it from you.
Oh, fine. I'm gonna keep a torch.
Yeah.
Fine.
I
Both
also
are
take
lit.
my lights away from Kovu
Okay,
because
so you've got 2 torches. You're slowly descending.
You could just move those torches in the forward.
It's
Uh,
it's eerily silent. It's getting very cold. It seems to be the longer you wait, the colder it gets. And actually,
I'm going to move my hood slightly and let Ali get in my hood a bit and pull it a little bit tight around her.
Yeah, and as you descend over the next 2 minutes or so, the torches become a source of warmth as well as the initial light that they were used for. And suddenly, your torches get blown out. And you arrive, and your platform clinks into place. And suddenly, sconces all around a large room light up.
Sevi,
yeah.
play that again now.
I didn't notice.
Play that music again now, yeah. I'll do it for you if you want, or just paste what you typed. Hang on.
I like map.
There you go. It wasn't playing before. The bot gets pissy about whether or not it's playing.
Okay.
Okay, well, since I'm the stream, I better scroll down to a relevant position on this map.
Irrelevant.
Awful. Taryn dies.
You're not the DM, bitch.
I think I am using the fog
I
of war
will be.
correctly, but honestly, I don't know what you guys can see.
Yeah, we can
So-
only see the central section. We can't see the black.
Yeah.
Can't see through the
Okay.
black.
Cool. That's what I wanted. You have arrived. There's about 12 sconces in total around the room that have all lit up and lit this room, for which you know nothing about. It is very cold. As you breathe out, it's almost like you can see, it's not quite cold enough, but you feel like it's not far off from your breath coming out and leaving puffs of smoke. There's strange eeriness to this place. You can hear nothing apart from faint dripping water in the background and faint whistling. And there's a very damp and cold smell to the air. While everything's sort of lit in a light blue glow from the sconces around the room.
Well, it seems we find ourselves in some sort of underground cavern. I would imagine that wherever this scroll is being kept, it's down here somewhere.
I want to move 3 of my lights, keep one with me, put one down this way, one down this way, and another down this way.
Okay.
Right.
Let's do this now.
You can just uncover. You can do. What's the word? You don't have to uncover them in squares.
Yeah, no, I know,
You
but
can use the
like
freehand one.
where I am right now, it's fine.
Hey, we get to see our tokens.
Which way should we go first?
It's at this point, sorry, Taryn,
Yeah.
that your brain feels a very slight crushing. Like you get this intense headache for about 10 seconds, and then you close your eyes, and as you open them, the world goes back into normal focus. And everything seems normal as it was an hour ago.
Lost your spell.
I do a little bit of a like, oh, because the spell's worn off. I'm like, oh, that was fun.
Well, I do hope that whatever the ritual that Zuko performed was for, it has run its course and that we've used it for its intended purpose.
If not, we're fucked.
Well.
Oh well. 2 one way, 2 the other. I don't know.
I mean, there's 4 ways, but
Yeah,
Well,
I guess they'll probably line
Isn't
up.
wasn't the staircase where we came from?
The staircase was left way, way, way up.
yeah, no, we descended like an elevator.
Oh right, I see.
Is the elevator essentially this little bit of dotted circular?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the size of it. Okay.
Okay.
Might I suggest we
Should we-
go forward first, this way?
My suggestion would be that perhaps we walk the way that doesn't get us wet, and I begin heading over here.
Kovu, do you want to roll perception?
Sure. 12.
That makes it. You notice that these green, worn-away statues are actually statues of the well-known gods and goddesses of Bela'Dun.
You're aware there's
So
more
you
than
can-
8 of them?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm not too familiar if any of you are aware of the pantheon amidst Bela'Dun that's widely believed in, and some of these stones here bear a passing resemblance to a number of the gods.
I would like to see if
Some
I
of them are quite
remember.
crumpled, so you're not too sure. A couple of them could be mistaken for each other. Like, but there are some that have maintained their stature quite well.
Can I pick out Gaia and Lianos? Are they even here? If 2 are missing?
Yes, both are here, and Arella. Gaia and Lianos are two. How do I ping on this? So that's Gaia. And that's Lianos.
I didn't see either ping.
You
Yeah.
might be on the wrong layer.
Do it again? Yeah, you probably pinged on the wrong layer. It's a good shout.
Gaia.
That's Gaia.
Yeah. Lianos. And then you notice Arella over here, top. You also notice over here. Oh, I don't want to say the name wrong.
Now you want the DM screen.
Is it Lunari?
Lunari, yeah, god of the
Yep,
arcane.
here. And is it Thanatos, the goddess of death?
Yes. God.
Standing next, of death, standing next to Arella. You can't quite make out the others. Either you're not familiar with them, or they're disintegrated to a point where you're not too sure which ones they are.
Okay.
Can I get a look at the Arella statue?
Yeah,
If it's
you
me
may.
noticing that, I relay it to the group regardless.
Yep. You go have a look at her. She's definitely crumpled, but given that you've just been in the temple of her, you can definitely notice the resemblance. She's made out of complete white stone. She's a very feminine and ethereal looking goddess with long flowing hair and a long, simple but beautiful gown. She doesn't seem to be adorning any weapons or armor or anything. Quite different to Thanatos, who definitely has a different feeling about him and is much darker marble.
I go to the statue of Gaia.
I say to the group, I can't believe such a thing is hidden beneath the great library.
Well,
You notice that the
go on.
your goddess specifically, she seems to be the happiest looking of the statues. She has
Who's this?
Gaia,
Okay.
flowing wavy hair from what you can tell. Oh, sorry, big string came off t-shirt. And she seems to have vines and leaves and flowers sort of entwined around her bottom half, blossoming as they come up towards the top. She seems to have a bow across her back, which has been half knocked. Seems like the top of it has been broken.
I look up at the statue and I say, "Fear not, I still walk the path we discussed." And I begin to cast Ray of Frost in my hand, and as my hands begin to sort of freeze up and the energy begins to form in the center between my two hands, I dissipate the spell and don't actually release it.
Nice. Etin and Taran, what are you doing?
I'm just sort of excited, just sort of looking around. Like, I don't know which way to go. Like, I'm really indecisive, but I'm really excited because I like this sort of mystical adventure that's happening.
I look a bit more fearful. Like I keep like darting my eyes around, watching them to make sure that they're not all splitting off, and like a mum watching her toddlers like run around. You're just like, huh.
I'm gonna sit down. Oh, go on, Etin. It's definitely your
Yeah,
turn.
no, yeah, thanks. I just want to see whether or not, if with the lights that the orbs that Taran had put down, if there is anything that I can see down these corridors.
So you're trying to look to see what more you can see down those corridors.
I would like to just. I'm just trying to observe. I'm not so much amazed because to me this is like, I come from a background where
Warriors.
Warriors and things like this. It's I'm more concerned. I'm more concerned about the danger. I just want to look around rather than the awe.
From the top left and right tunnels, all you can see in each of them is water. You can't quite make out where they go. So the top one,
top one
north,
here is,
east, and west. Yeah.
they've all got water in them.
Yep. So as you can see one or two steps for each of them, and then it seems to be a complete submersion of water.
Okay.
And you can't see what else is in those rooms. To the southern exit, you can see stairs leading up.
I see. So, well, I mean, I'm quite happy to go either way. I don't really mind. I mean, I'm sure the water can't be that deep. Because I should, even though I'm a runt, I should be tall enough to walk through here, I would imagine. But I don't know. I guess, can I go and explore the depth of one of these?
Yeah, you can wade into one of them if you like.
Yeah. Can I go into the one on? Can I go to the west side? West side.
Where's your token? Do you want to move your token to where you want to go?
Oh yeah, where is my token?
Central.
There he is. Yep.
Can I sit cross-legged in front of the statue of Gaia and just say to her, some form of indication of our objective would not go amiss? I would be very thankful for it.
Okay.
And I
Do you wanna
snap
do you
at
want to roll
Religion?
religion? Yeah.
I
You get
snap.
about. Bear with me. You get to about here, Etin,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very much up to your to sort of this point.
Chest.
You feel like there's still steps to go, and it's gonna be you're gonna have to swim.
Really?
Yeah, they're quite steep steps.
Okay, so what? I'm already a few steps in. And it's up to my chest.
You feel like if you saw the steps to the south, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like you're probably about 3/4 of the way down.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you feel like you haven't got many more steps to go, but you feel like if you get to the bottom of the staircase, you're gonna have to swim. It's gonna be sort of out your mouth.
What were you trying to say, Lucy?
I was just gonna say I snap at Etten and I'm like, be careful, where are you going? Because he's just wandered off without saying anything, just like, oh, I'm gonna go over there.
Well, don't you worry there, little one. I'm just having, and just to just to let you guys know, it's already up to my chest, and
I'm just cold. Be careful.
I'm just looking around. I'm like, so which way are we going?
All right. Well, I'm not gonna go this way. I'm gonna go. I'm coming back this way. I think Kovu was right about the staircase. Let's go.
I'm just sitting and
as
waiting.
this is happening, the sconce that's here and here, Kovu, you notice they go out.
Okay.
Probably just about 3 seconds. But as they seem to flicker back on, and as they do, you notice a small lotus flower in front of the statue. You didn't notice before.
Take it?
Yep, you can pick it up. It's a real flower.
Okay. What do I gain from this? Does this tell me, is it an indication of us being on the right path? I suppose it's a good thing.
Yeah, you feel like you're, you feel like
Intentions
Gaia,
are perhaps correct.
yeah,
Okay,
is watching over you.
Well, I get up with purpose then and just head to the staircase and just say, yes, Etin has the right idea. Come along.
Okay, you get to the top of this staircase, and this strange square is a door.
Okay.
Where would you like to go? You can see that.
Can I look left and right to see? Okay, right there you go. Wait. What's so funny, man?
What Oryx said.
What did Oryx say?
Talking shit in the chat. Don't worry. Oh my god.
Right, okay.
Because the dancing lights probably were dissipated by now, I want to cast it again and then send them, like 2 of them, one to either side of the.
Is my torch still lit? Sorry.
Yep. Well, actually, what did you do with it? You waded into a bunch of water. Did you hold it above your head
No, I
to
was
keep it
holding
alight?
it. Yeah,
Okay, then yeah, it's fine.
Okay. I say to Taryn, are you sure you don't want a torch there, Taryn? It lasts a bit longer than your like fairy lights.
I'm slightly more pouty now, and I'm just like ignoring.
Well, I'll just slip one in your back pocket then. Yeah.
I just turn and I strut over this way.
You like try to put it in his back pocket and just like twat him with a torch. All stealthy like.
Also, at this point, because I feel like I'm still excited but slightly bit more uneasy, I want to whip out my quarterstaff.
Yeah.
And just sort of be holding it at the ready.
I'd like to, cautiously start moving around, starting to take lead when it comes to the defense of the group.
Yeah, I feel like Etin would be very used to a situation in which he leads and I follow, so I'm gonna follow.
Yeah, I'm just going to, walk around. Oh,
this way.
Wow! It's revealed itself. Was that you that did that, or...
Sevi.
Wait, oh, it was Sevi. I was like, oh shit! Like, Except it just appeared. I was like, oh, it's me. I have control over this area.
Avalyn, if
That's
you wish to
awesome.
pass me, I would very much allow you to.
Sure. I do that.
What's in front of me at the moment?
Ooh.
Do you want me
I
to
bring
investigate-
back
do you
one
want
of
me
the
to
lights from the
investigate?
other corner, and I bring all 4 of them down this way with me.
So you walk in right now, and as you look around, it looks like this place has been completely trashed. There is all sorts of random items listed over the floor, nothing of interest. Everything's you see like an
Okay.
old pair of slippers. You see what seems to be a completely drenched book with no writings in it anymore. In this area specifically, seems to be a big broken statue. You're not too sure what this room might be used for.
Excuse me.
There is a specific layout. Who's probably the most religious of the group? Kovu?
Yes, probably me.
Do you want to roll religion?
Yeah, sure.
Because he doesn't seem to be moving, I just sort of hop past him.
I am moving, I'm just not permanently on my token.
You've been into old temples before in your travels, into many old temples and buildings, and from the layout of this room and the kind of items that you're getting from here, and the fact that there's a big crumpled statue in the corner, you get the feeling that this may have been a prayer room, somewhere where people may have come to meditate and pray and collect their thoughts.
I suspect this room was simply used for some meditative purposes. I don't believe it to be of great import in any fashion. Perhaps we should check out the other wing before testing the door.
Okay. Is this all that we can see in this room, by the way? Is this literally edge?
Roll investigation. Whoever's specifically looking for things.
Can I
Oh
help
shit!
him?
No. That's not.
Yep.
That's not the roll. Ignore that
Etin, do
roll.
you want to roll investigation with advantage with Kovu helping, and the other two, Avalyn and Taryn, do you want to roll perception?
Yep. 11.
Terrible rolls throughout.
Well,
Wait, you would have taken your first roll still.
no. The first roll was.
Yeah, but you just changed
not...
the modifier.
Yeah, you just
still
changed the
rolled
modifier.
a d20.
Yeah, so it would have been 17 and then 3. So 17.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Avalyn, you notice in the corner over here a skeleton.
Oh.
And Etin, you find 2 gold on the floor here.
Oh, nice.
And you
Okay.
also clock that there is a skeleton in the corner as well, where Avalyn is heading over to.
Okay.
I kneel down and see if there's anything like about the corpse, whether there's like, you know, a name tag. I'm Bob, I died here.
Yeah. I'm gonna take the gold. How much gold?
2 gold.
Yeah, 2 gold. So is that right? I seem to have 210 gold for some reason.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that sounds
Unless
about
you
right.
bought anything in the market, you started with 200 gold, and then you would have got 10 from your background.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, I didn't buy
Avalyn, are
anything.
you investigating the skeleton?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you want to roll investigation? Is anyone helping?
I'm not really close enough.
Okay.
I probably would have noticed. I'll walk over there, so I'll come over and.
Am I right in
Have-
thinking that this way seems like it's another pathway, like over here?
Yeah, if you're looking down there, then you'll see this.
You
Natural 1.
Do I roll as well, or is it?
You got advantage with Taryn helping you, luckily.
There you go.
Sebi, when you do the reveal, you might want to do the box slightly bigger than the room so that we can see what is potentially another exit or entrance, because I only picked up on that because of the difference in light on the ground.
Yeah, it was on purpose.
Okay. Well, it was supposed to be particularly difficult to realise.
Well, you
that
guys
that
were
was a
all
pathway.
over this side of the room, so I was waiting for you to move further over to
Okay,
this side.
fair enough. No worries.
That's why I did it. Avalyn, you really want to check out the skeleton a bit closer because you feel like it's got some stuff. But honestly, you just feel a little bit queasy, and you can't get over the idea that someone died down here, and that potentially, that no one ever knew that, and that there may be a family out there that never knew what happened, and you feel quite overcome with emotion that you can't quite bring yourself to start rifling around on this person.
I say a little kind of prayer to them, just kind of like a soft like hand on the chest, kind of like just to myself kind of thing, not out loud, and then
Etin, do you notice this?
I do. And I say, death comes to us. I mean, death comes to us all at some point. I can't do the voice right now.
It's rather similar to the rest of you, I suspect.
As you approach that little exitway, Avelyn, you notice it's only about 2 feet wide and that you won't be able to fit through it, but you can see that there's a slight gap and tunnel that goes through there.
But she can't fit through it.
She cannot fit through it.
Can I?
No, you are not 2 feet wide.
Ah. Well, I am sideways.
If it stood sideways.
Sorry, I mean like 2 feet by 2 feet.
Tunnel, small tunnel.
You're not getting through it. Just accept that rather than judge
Cool.
my measurements.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna carry on this way then.
Avelyn,
What
it appears
are
as though
you?
this pathway
Could
heads
you,
further down.
Tara, could you roll perception for me? And Etin, can you as well?
Perception. Yeah.
Perception.
Yes, great. 22.
Etin, just as you're about to leave and follow where Cohen's going, you take a step back as you see a strange glinting coming over from where the statue is.
Oh,
The skeleton is.
Oh, sorry.
This
I
corner over here.
take a step back. Sorry.
You just as you're about to enter into this area, you notice a strange glint come over from by where the statue was.
Oh, okay. What was that? Like, I want to go and have a
Not
look.
entirely sure what you're referring to, Etin.
There's something something might be over there with the skeleton.
I see.
Go check it out there,
Yes,
Kovu.
perhaps I will, and I'll head over that way.
Do you want to roll investigation with advantage?
Certainly.
As Etin's shown you where to look and what's going on.
17.
Okay. You do some very light maneuvering on the skeleton. You're not particularly au fait with the skeletal body, and you don't really want to be touching its many bones. But you can see there's something strange, and you do find something under his. Seems to be behind his rib cage, almost under some worn, weathered, watered clothing. And
I clean him with
you
prestidigitation,
find-
and then I clean my hand with prestidigitation.
And then I think
Prestidigitation.
I put it in your
then
journal.
he cleans precipitation with.
With prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
I think I put it in your journal, but I'm still not an expert at this, so
Yeah, I've got it.
Cool.
Ooh.
Can I see it, or is it just in his?
No, fuck you. I pull out a small lantern from behind the skeleton. A boon to any adventurer's collection, lanterns of revealing are known for their uncanny ability to reveal invisible creatures. The hooded lantern burns for 6 hours on one pint of oil, shedding bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet, so essentially giving everyone dark vision. Creatures have a disadvantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight and dim light. Invisible creatures / objects are visible in the lantern's bright light. Lowering the hood reduces the light to 5 feet dim light. How many pints of oil are available to me with this item?
it seems to be full, but nothing else is extra.
Okay.
You also, there's notes on it, I don't know if you've seen them, but you also notice that this lantern is broken and is slightly smashed and weathered. Do you want to roll an Arcana check for me?
Sure. I didn't see the notes. I'm not able to see them at all.
Maybe you can. Oh, it does say GM notes only.
Yeah, no,
visible
they're
to
for you.
GM. That's weird.
Arcana,
fair
you
enough.
said?
Yep.
Fine by me. 28.
Cool. So yeah, you notice that it's broken, and as you sort of inspect it and try and get a feeling for the magic in this, you do notice that it's quite severely broken, and that the magic in this object seems to slowly be withering.
I would like to spend as much time as necessary repeatedly casting Mending on it until I have returned it to a functioning nature.
Okay, you
As
can
one
do
of
that.
my cantrips.
You can stay in here and do that. What are you guys doing?
I want to turn around and investigate the other way.
Because I see that she's going off, and I know from her nature she doesn't tend to like leaving people and everything. I follow after. I'm like a little bit sort of like a skipping sort of like don't leave me behind.
Okay. Etienne, what are you doing?
I'd like to. I don't know if there's anything to my right here.
Nope.
Or is it just a wall? Okay,
Dead
it's a wall. Okay. I'd like to just travel just down to the bottom of the staircase and see what I can see within this space, if possible.
Yep. Yeah, I read that already. Thank you. As you spend time repairing it, you do notice that the lantern is physically repaired, but you can't quite tell whether you've restored any magic to it yet.
Okay.
But it seems to currently be emitting a magical wave of energy, so you know that you get the feeling that currently it is working.
Okay.
But you can't ascertain how long much for.
Can I put it out? I don't intend on using its 1 hour's worth of oil right now.
I thought it was 6 hours you've got.
Oh, is it 6? Let me check.
Maybe I read.
6, you're right, on 1 pint of oil. Okay, I'll leave it on.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Well, I'm going to. I'd like to report back. And
Report
just
back
move
away?
back. Just move back from where I am because I don't think I can carry
Go
on.
back to where Kovu is, or
Yeah.
you're getting to the same problem that you had last time in that you
Yes.
feel like you're getting to the bottom of the stairs, but it's getting deeper.
It's just getting too deep.
When I see him
Okay.
come back, I'm just like, ah, you're wet again, friend. I appear to have mended this object, and I quickly cast prestidigitation on him to clean him up and try and dry him out a little bit. I'm like, that should be better for you.
Nice. Well, thank you, there.
Well, not at all. Do you
My
know where
friend.
perhaps the other two have got to? They could well be dead by now.
No, I didn't see where they went from here. I was busy checking out the. Sorry, I was busy
Swimming.
having a look what was around that corner. So
Well, they
I
didn't go
don't-
with you.
No, they did not.
I've been quite wrapped up in my own
Actually-
things. And you haven't heard any sort of screams of pain or terror or anything like that?
No, not even the sound of a trap being sprung.
Well, seems that fate is perhaps on their side. Maybe we should catch up with them.
Yes. Let's go.
I hold little hope for the smaller fellow, but Evelyn will likely maintain herself.
Where's he?
What are you two doing, Evelyn and Taryn? You've made your way down the hallway and you found another staircase.
I start walking back to tell them that we found another route without water. So I'm like walking around the corner, and then I'm like, oh!
Like,
Oh, fantastic! You're not dead.
No, I decided to look the other way because that way seemed to have nothing but dead ends and water. I have found a staircase that doesn't lead to water. Handy, if you'd
excellent.
like to come along.
Yeah, let's go.
Certainly, if
Just
being
down.
dry is one of our top priorities.
Just down here.
Okay, cool. Again, I'm just taking the lead.
And
As
I
the
am
ta- as
holding
a
up the
tank.
rear.
Okay. As you walk into this room, you see a very large bookcase looming up in front of you, which is mainly empty, but with a few scrolls
wait,
on
you
the
said
floor. And what did I say with bookcase?
Well, you said bookcase, so I come running down the stairs relatively hurriedly.
Oh, okay. Thought I said it wrong. Honestly, you see very little scrolls. You get the feeling that it seems like this room has been cleared out in some fashion. You see some that have been left on the floor, but ultimately been very water damaged.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to. I don't care for any of this. I'm just going to walk around and just scope out the area and see, try and reveal as much as I can and look out for any
I'm
any
gonna attempt
hostiles.
to rapidly search the shelves for anything of use, magic books,
Okay.
magic scrolls. I don't care.
Do you want to
I
roll
do-
investigation?
Sure.
I do the same, so I'm assuming I should roll too.
19.
14.
14 for Taryn.
Are you literally clearing it all out for us as we were walking around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I don't know why it's so new to you. I've done it quite a lot before.
I know, but I never.
Evelyn, stop. If you could just take a step back. As you take a step forward into this space, you realise that you step on a book.
Oh.
Could you roll a dexterity saving throw for me?
You die.
Break your ankle.
This is a book of instant death.
A book of destroy foot.
A destroy foot. Oh god, my imagination.
Your foot becomes a
Is
tentacle.
that 12?
Yes.
Okay. Bear with me 1 second.
What
You
happens?
die.
Oh no.
Instant
It
death.
breaks.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Leg disabled.
You guys
Okay.
have
And at that very moment, as you step on the book, it seems to spring to life and bite your ankle.
Mimic.
Oh! I
And
Okay.
you take 6 points.
Okay.
Bear with me.
6 points of damage.
What?
Of bludgeoning damage.
You took damage from a book.
Yeah.
Piercing damage, sorry, not bludgeoning. And you are grappled by a book attached to your leg.
Do we hear her make any sort of noise? Does she make a noise? She's quite
And
hardy.
at this point, could you roll initiative, Avlin? Is that you, Etin? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you.
Set in north of Avalon, yeah. Oof.
Nat 20.
Yes. Given your
You definitely
passive
should have some
perception.
sort of plus. Is your dex a 0?
And there is a +2. Yes, I'm stupid, but I rolled a nat 20 anyway.
It's
Nice.
still important. The mimic might have nat 20'd.
Okay, +2. It's 22.
Etin, could you roll initiative as well? Because you would have seen this happen. It's only behind you.
Okay.
Your
God, man,
speed
mine
is
is- how
0.
is it so terrible.
Not Etin,
It's based
Evelyn.
on
The
dex
speed
and
is
your
0.
strength.
Yeah. My. Oh,
Great.
sorry, I am lost. There we go.
So you cannot move until you become ungrappled.
19, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Did we hear this at all, Sebi, did you say?
Honestly, I can't remember how you would check that. Is that perception thing or?
Yeah, we would just try
Well,
and...
I assume I would yell out in pain if something just bit me.
It depends.
Well, if you want to,
Like-
I guess it'd be your reaction to yell out in pain.
Oh, yeah. Like
Shut up.
Evelyn! Just look back.
Ah! My ankle!
Okay, you guys hear this. And roll initiative.
Okay, cool.
Right, now I need to do turn order.
I wasn't sure how... whether you would shout out in pain or not. Like, a book just bit your leg and it didn't damage you for that much. Maybe Avalyn's the type to just be like, oh, you motherfucker, and then, like, stamp on it, rather than...
Dickhead.
Dickhead!
You fucking books.
Absolute
Now it's been a turn order thing.
like,
You right-click our token and say add turn.
Oh, okay.
With that done, you change the number in the turn order pop-up, which I've minimised so that we can't see the turn order.
Cool. Well, I think everyone has to minimise it, don't they?
They do, but to be honest, I've come to terms with people being able to see the turn order. I think that personally only the GM should be able to see it, so that if you add other characters to the turn order, people don't see them.
Yeah.
But so be it. You just add those characters when you're ready for them to actually be revealed.
No, is that Taran or Kovu? Kovu, you the one with the cape.
I have the blue cloak, yes.
Why is it every time do I have to
Sorry,
add
the
you
brown
all and then
cloak.
put the numbers in?
Yes. You add us all, we start with nothing, and then you change the number.
Oh, so I was changing the number one by one and then it was erasing it as I was putting it in.
Add the
Okay,
token,
sorry.
change the number, and then drag them as needed. Although we have rolled in order.
What's this music I've heard it before?
Kingdom Hearts.
I knew it.
I swear you don't like Kingdom Hearts, though.
I've heard that you thought Kingdom Hearts was a pile of shit, Lucy. You said that it was the worst series to have ever come down, right?
This blasphemy.
Oh, we
I'm
go and
going
kill
to
you.
cry.
Something
So
about
you
Kyrie
go
being a
up
massive
the-
bitch? That was all
You
I
go up
remember.
those stairs and you kick his ass.
Of all the whores that ever whored in every whore-based computer game, Kyrie is the biggest. That's That's a
I'm
2019 Lucy
He
Cloak.
is a
quote.
literal
right.
child. How dare
A
you?
literal princess.
Okay, so Avelyn, it is your turn.
Yes.
Josh, sorry, I've googled it, but I just want to check that I'm getting it right. How do you break grapple if it's an option?
It's a contested athletics or acrobatics check, I believe.
Yeah, but what does that cost? Is that your action, to try and break a
Yeah,
grapple?
it's your action
Okay,
to break
that's what I wasn't
grapple.
sure of.
But she doesn't
Okay,
have
so
to
you-
break grapple
Yeah.
to attack.
No, it means you can't. You have no movement.
Yeah, but she's
Can
already
I-
next to the thing she wants to hit.
She wanna stab it.
Can I attack it? Can I literally just lift my sword up and shank it right
Yep.
directly
Cut your
down?
own leg off. Go for it. That one.
You can certainly try.
Okay. Right.
Avelyn's first ever on-stream attempt at battle. She lobs her own leg off with her own sword. Smacks herself right in the shin.
No,
Cuts straight through the
I
armor.
I just want to stab the book.
The book's got my leg. Better cut off my own leg.
Okay, pray for me.
Ah, that's much higher than I was going for.
11. That's a miss for sure.
We don't know.
That is
What
a
is it?
miss. As
That
it
one-
grabs onto your leg and you're sort of flailing around and trying to figure out how to stand, but how to lift it and hit it at the same time without falling over. You kind of lift it in a quick fashion and try to swing down, and you just fall short. Also, it's quite small, so you've realised that you've not quite got close enough, but you were cautious of
I'm
attacking
gonna
your own
zoom
leg.
in for the purposes of this.
Yep.
I like that book token.
Thank you. Found it myself.
Is it still
Stop
attached
Google.
to the leg, Evelyn's leg?
It is on Evan's leg.
Yep, you'll have to amputate.
Okay.
Etin,
do
it's
it.
your turn, and then it will be Kovu.
Yes.
Okay. Can I so it's currently like on Evelyn like a bear trap or something.
Cut the leg.
Okay. No, I'm gonna run over to Evelyn and grab the book with my hands if possible and just try and pull it apart and then throw it. Can I do that? I want to get it off her leg.
I mean, I feel like that's trying to break a grapple.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how does it work? Does he do strength
It's a
or
contested.
dex?
It's a contested acrobatics or athletics check. So he rolls athletics, and the book rolls athletics, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well,
Hang
let's
on,
do that
let me
then.
just confirm whilst you carry on as though that's the case, and I'll tell you if it's not.
Okay. So I just do a athletics check, yeah?
You
Yep.
happy with that, Sevi?
Yep.
You can break a grapple by wriggling, win a contest of dex acrobatics versus strength athletics, or by force, strength athletics for both combatants. Finally, yes, you can move, but at half speed, unless the target is much smaller than you, 2 or more sizes to be precise. So it is a contested athletics check in
Yep.
this instance.
Okay, cool. I want to do that.
Cool.
So he rolls athletics and the book rolls athletics.
Oh
Also,
my
you're going to have to be
lord.
close enough, Etin,
Oh shit.
which means you
Okay.
move 5 feet forward.
There
I
you
just
go.
tried to move you for you, but I'm not the DM, so I can't do that.
You run in and desperately try to grab this book around her leg, but you completely misjudge the force of
Just
this
strangle
book.
her.
And you feel like you were expecting to be able to pick up a book and just pull it open, but actually has a lot more force. And as you go and pull it, it clamps back harder, and you take 3 piercing damage on your hands as it clamps your
No
hand.
way.
Now your hands are attached to the leg.
Oh, actually, I need to do my health. So hang on.
You are not
Oh,
grappled.
yeah, we can do our
but
health.
you have taken 3 damage from the bite
Yeah.
as you try to grab its almost teeth-like through the pages of its book.
Can you see our health, Sevi?
Yes.
Oh, cool. I can't see my own health.
Oh, weird.
Well,
I
that-
don't know how to make that happen, so sorry about that.
That was
I know what
that
it
was
is,
absolute
it's fine.
bullshit. So I am gonna do that again. There is no way.
That was your action.
I know.
You're on that one.
You said
I
I.
know. That's what I'm saying. It's for that one. There's no. I should have gotten that one for that, but I did. But I'm gonna do it again at some point. My next.
Oh, okay.
My next,
Right.
Yeah,
I thought you were
Oh,
saying you were
yeah.
going to try again now, and I was like, nope, that was your action.
No.
So you still have your bonus, you still have movement.
Well,
No.
what are you saying?
I'm just saying it's not worth.
No, I wasn't going to do any of this
Okay, cool.
stuff. No, no, I'm just going to. I'm just going to move on. Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything.
Although you get them back on a short rest, we could short
No,
rest.
I'm not. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You
Sevi?
thought I was going to action surge?
I
or
thought you was
something.
gonna, yeah, I thought you were gonna actually search
Oh,
100%.
no,
You
I'm
know
not
you
gonna-
looked at it.
I did look at it, but I wasn't going to do it.
Sevi, what's the deal?
Sorry, I was waiting to see if he was done.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, cool. Sorry. Book is then going to take a good chomp on Avelin's leg, or attempt to anyway.
Presumably has advantage given that
Yep.
he's currently grappling her.
What is your
Or she.
18 is your AC. Yep, cool.
Can
Given
I
that you're
not?
already grappled by it and it's already chomping on your leg, it just seems to clamp down even harder on your leg, Avalyn. It's becoming quite painful quite quickly, and you're thinking that you need to get rid of this as soon as possible.
Can I not
You
use?
take-
Can I not use my protection? When a creature you can see attacks another
Sentinel.
target.
Is it Sentinel?
I don't know if it's sentinel, to be honest. It doesn't say. It just says when a creature you can see attacks another target other than myself within 5 feet of me, you can use reaction to impose disadvantage on the attack roll. You must be wielding the shield to do so.
I don't know where you've got that from. Is that a Sentinel?
It's called protection.
Protection. Oh, it's your fighting style from Fighter.
Mm.
I mean, a creature within 5 feet of you has just attacked somebody that isn't you. Sounds like it's legit to me.
Yeah, if you want to use it, you can. Completely up to you.
Yeah. So it's just disadvantage on your attack on the book's attack.
It sounds like she already missed.
Is she? I thought she was chomping down on the leg.
Oh, it was, but given the change of events, it's going to try, but now that you've tried to pull it off her leg, it's in an awkward position and isn't able to clamp down any further on Avalyn's leg.
Yay!
It seems to be trying to get a better hold.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Grapple.
Go Ellen.
Yeah, go Ellen, go!
Ellen did a thing. Reaction to
And
impose. You must
then
be
it
willing to shield.
is
Yeah, but that,
Covert, your turn.
that cost your reaction to do, so you don't have reactions left. Okay, so hearing this cry out of pain, this girlish scream, I'm gonna come up here and then look over and be like, oh, it's not Eden. And then come up to...
What?
Actually, I should be seeing how far I'm going, to be fair. That was like 5, 10, 15... I was here,
10
right?
if it's don't.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Get a good angle on it. Can I hit the book from here? I feel like I can. It's from the corners. It's if the corners match, and they do. If you want to give it half cover, I wouldn't say that you're wrong to do so. It's up to you.
Yeah, I probably would, given that it's not.
that it's small.
It's small and it's
So,
attached to Evelyn's leg.
Assume that its AC is 2 higher than whatever it normally is.
Yep.
I'm going to try and Ray of Frost it, which I believe means I have to make a ranged spell attack. So... Badonk! Not very good. 14. So if its AC is, 12 normally, then I've missed.
You've missed.
Okay, cool. So I, same like I did in front of Gaia, I bring my hands together as they begin to kind of frost over just a little bit outside of my fingers. A small moat of energy begins to form between them, and I kind of thrust it like low power Kamehameha style towards the book, and just frost up the side of this wall, like over here.
Cool.
Oh, I'm on the wrong
Taryn,
thing.
it's you next.
Sick.
Are you doing anything else in your turn?
I think I've moved my full movement. 5,
Yep, you
10,
have.
15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Cool. And it's back to you, Taryn.
5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 30. That's it.
I mean, technically, you can use the dash action.
Yeah, you could use your action to dash and get within range.
That does double movement, doesn't it?
It does. You'd get another 30
Yeah.
feet's worth of movement, but that's your action.
15, 20, 25. Yeah, 30. There we go.
Ah,
There you go. That's it.
strange
Alright, then,
choice for a
that's
sorcerer
what-
to get so close to the fight, but okay.
Ah. You're not my character.
Adeline, it's
I'm
you
not your
next.
character. I'm gonna live longer.
Okay.
Is that everything on your turn, Taryn?
I can't do anything
I
else.
will use my action to try and escape my grapple.
Okay. So
What is that?
roll
Athletic-
Is it
It's
athletics?
a contested athletics check. Yep. Book
Athletics.
versus Evelyn. Huh?
So you reach down and you spend all your might trying to pull this book apart and get it on off your leg, and just at the very last moment, you just be able to rip it slightly, and you get your leg out, and the book seems to keep snapping and be bouncing about on the floor, looking for
Attaches
its
to
next target.
Taryn's face.
And you are no longer grappled.
Hey, Evelyn runs away.
Fucking face hugger like.
Yeah. You like books?
You still have your bonus and your movement and all the rest of it. And after this, it will be you, Etin. So what else do you do, Evelyn? If anything, don't have to.
1 second. Sorry, I'm just reading a thing.
Okay.
As it's our first fight, I'm just reading what I have.
Can I shoot through friendlies easily enough? Because people don't actually take up a 5-foot square. Let me just check. Can I fire spells through friendly targets square 5e? Past other creatures. You can
I'm
make
just,
a range spell second.
just gonna use my bonus or something to just be like, stay close to it. Don't let it escape. It's small. Don't you might grab onto someone else. I'm trying to. This isn't Evelyn's voice properly, but, you know.
Yeah.
I'm falling out of character, but I know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no. I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking how to stop it from moving. To me,
Yeah.
it just seems like
Break his legs!
break his
Oh.
legs.
The fog of war is appearing. Oh no! Why?
What's happening?
I
It's
don't
Evelyn's
know.
turn.
All right, okay.
I'm done now.
What did
Oh.
you do?
I just yelled at you guys to stay in formation around
Oh,
it.
okay, yeah.
Anyone else, and we'll all be able to pry it off. So
Sweet.
just keep the distance.
Okay.
And that was the end of my turn.
And so it was.
Cool.
But Sevi is doing
Sebi,
fog of
Hello?
war.
You're done?
that was the end of yep. The end of Evelyn's turn.
Cool. I said, Etin, it's your turn next. What would you like to do?
Sweet. I'd like to get my battle axe, lick the blade.
That's that poison blade thing. I should have licked the
And,
knife.
okay, and I want to go for I want to try and attack this book, please. Like try and split it through its is it the spine of the book? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to try and split that book.
You may
man.
try.
Okay, cool. So it's a 20 plus 8 to hit. 15.
And you
I want to
hit.
do. Can I do an extra attack now, or do I do it afterwards? I'm not sure.
Extra
Do I
attack is
roll-
on your turn when you take the attack action.
Okay,
You
so
have taken the attack action and you have hit.
okay, so cool. So it's so do I do? So if I do 2d8 plus 5 now, that would be for my two attacks.
No. Do the attacks individually because you're losing your plus
Your
5.
extra attack is a
Ah,
whole
okay.
new.
So you need to
Okay,
hit.
cool.
You need to
So
roll to hit
hit-
with it, and you need to roll damage
Yeah, so,
individually.
yeah, that's cool. So I rolled to hit, and there's my damage.
So that's
Okay,
your
so that's
first
the
lot of
damage on the
damage.
That's my
15.
first. Yeah. And then do another one.
Roll to hit
And
again.
then you roll to hit
Roll to
again.
hit again.
12. Does 12 hit?
Does 12 hit?
Does it meets its AC?
That means it hit, which means I
Yep.
hit on a 14 earlier.
You said to me if it's a 12, then it misses.
Yeah, I was wrong.
Oh.
Because its AC was plus... No, wait.
Plus 2.
No, yeah, I rolled 14. Its AC was 12 plus 2. That's 14. I hit. Yeah, it's fine.
Sorry, I
No,
went
it's
off
fine.
what you
It's
said.
my bad. We'll go off what we're doing.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you hit that as well.
Cool. So there's my second damage. That's yeah. You go.
Nice.
So that's
21 total.
21.
21. Wow, boy, I never thought I'd hit like this when I was playing as Vice. Obviously, the
Vice does
different
more
characters.
damage with.
Well, I did,
with
mate. No,
sword.
well, no, it doesn't.
If you trigger the clockwork sword, it does. The clockwork
Oh no,
saber.
no, it's still +5.
Yeah,
and I
but,
can only do- and I can
but
only do it
what's-
once,
What's
and I can only
Vice's
do it
strength?
Vice's strength is horrible.
0. Yeah, is
it's
it a dex
minus
sword?
one, minus one. It's
Maybe
a dex sword,
based. What's your dex?
yeah. Plus, it's 3.
Are you adding your dex to the damage of your sword attack with the clockwork saber when you're Vice? Because you
No.
should be. That
No.
might be the problem.
Okay. All right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, we'll add that when we
Yeah,
go
we'll
back
add that
to the main
Yeah.
campaign.
Okay. Cool. So 21.
Yep.
21.
As you make contact with the book, it grapples you on your hand.
What?
Cut the hand off.
Seriously? It got,
Yep. As you make contact with it and slash it and make contact, it bites back and clamps onto where your hand is holding
Mother-
your. Is it an axe? Looks like an axe.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
he has a great axe, don't you? What's
I
your
got-
axe?
I got a
use my
bat-
re-
bat- a
I use
battle
my
axe.
reaction
Battle.
to attack it.
You do
And-
what? It's not moved
s-
without beyond 5 feet of you.
It's not. Even if you have Sentinel, it needs to spend its action attacking somebody who's not you.
Oh,
This
okay.
this is a reactive thing. It wouldn't count.
Oh, okay. Damn. Okay. Thought I was gonna get to use it. Damn. Okay. Never
You probably
mind.
will next turn,
It's
depending
alright,
on whether or not
alright.
it tries to eat you.
That's why I wanted everyone to stay close.
I don't know what little symbol to use for grappled.
Grappled.
There's
Let me
hundreds
look.
of
I think
them.
that looks like a rope or something.
Yeah, there's a net. You could go with a net. It's like second row, last
There you
icon.
There you go.
Okay, and it is going to attempt to attack you.
And it has
Come at
advantage.
me, bro.
What did you say,
Zevi.
Josh?
It has advantage because he's grappled.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. It doesn't need it.
You should roll again anyway in case you nat 20.
I don't. 3. Sorry. So he bites you, and as he does, he clamps down on your fist and seems to secrete some kind of strange
Oh, he jizzed on you.
Ew, yucky.
fluid on your hand, and your hand starts to sting. So you take
No.
4 piercing damage
No.
and 1 acid damage.
No. 4
Okay.
piercing and 1 acid, yeah? Alright. There you go.
Yep.
My god, burn! I mean, oh, it burns!
And it's Kovu's
It
turn. And after
burns.
Kovu, it will be Taran. We'll do another round of combat and then we can end, guys, if you want. Because it's been 3 hours now.
Oh, wow. Oh,
No,
man.
right? I know, right?
Oh, what? Just as it gets, it's just got the. Oh, okay.
Josh is just coming back. I can hear him.
It's fine, we kill the book and then we're done. 5, 10, 15, 20. So now I don't have half cover, but I'm shooting through Taran, which means he still has half cover. So I still need to meet a 14.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. 24.
You will hit.
Thank you.
What are you doing?
Ray of Frost, it's the only damaging cantrip I have. So it is 2d8. Not bad. I'll take that. And his movement speed is slowed by 10 feet. Not that he's moving, but if he was, he'd be slowed by 10 feet. In line with Avelin's orders, he takes 11 damage. And
Cool.
given that I've only moved 5, 10, 15, I'm going to move back 5, 10, 15.
Okie dokes.
That's me.
Okie dokes.
Burst of Frost, get back out again.
That is Taryn's turn.
My turn now. What?
What's that?
Cool.
That's it.
Because you're within 5 feet of it, any ranged spell attacks you make are going to be at disadvantage.
I know I'm not doing a ranged spell. I'm doing Shocking Grasp to make a melee spell attack against the book bitch. +8. $17.
Nice.
Does that hit?
We know it
DM?
does.
It does hit.
Okay.
Oh, nice. I like the little caveat of the spell.
What was it? 2d6?
2d6. Says it's 1d8 here.
Oh, that's why I've got another spell up on my fucking phone. I was looking at two different things, so I got the cards and my phone up. Then
What
it's
do the cards
2d8. No, I had Thunderclap up on my phone.
Ah, okay.
Oh, Thunder. Oh no, sorry, that's from the
You're
wave.
thinking of
It's
Thunderwave,
not-
yeah.
It's a different one. Right, yeah, 2d8. There we go. 9 damage.
It's less chaotic to the group.
2d8. I thought it was 1d8.
No,
Two.
because of level 5, his cantrip is
Okay,
upgraded.
cool. That's fine. That's just what I thought I heard you guys say. That's all.
Yeah, we're going. 9 damage. That's it. I shock it, and it can't take reactions until the start of its next turn. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okie dokes. Ablin, it's your turn.
Okay.
Evelyn,
I attack.
your attacks.
25.
Yeah.
You hit.
Okay, let me roll damage. This is exciting. Avelin's first attack because I get extra attack as well.
Go on.
You got to roll to hit for the extra attack too.
Yeah. Boom.
Nice.
Boom.
You didn't roll to hit on the second attack yet.
Oh. I forgot I
It
had
doesn't matter. As you roll to hit and smash through this book, you completely shred it through its spine, and it disintegrates and falls to the floor, and a flutter of pages.
Yeah.
Can I use my reaction tactically
May.
to say, it appears as though we have another
Another what?
book.
Where?
And
I mean,
Look out
point at
behind-
this one.
Where?
behind you.
What? Oh my god, there's 2 books.
I can't see that other one, but I've told you about the one that I did see.
Okay.
Etin, it is your turn.
Okay.
He's presumably no longer grappled.
There's one
No longer grappled.
no longer
Sorry,
grappled.
I am not used to strange DM things like this.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to launch myself at this book over here and attack that bastard.
Cool.
All right, so let's
You need
go
to take the
for
grapple icon off in Sevi.
Oh, sorry.
Bam, bam, boo, 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 boo. All right, that is my. Oh no!
Man.
Oh no!
The book eats your face.
You swing, come charging, rushing at this book, and as you arc round, you just nick the bookcase, and your axe sort of ends up getting a bit stuck in the bookcase,
no.
and you can't move, and it's
I can't. I
all
can't
a bit
do
of
it.
a disaster.
I can't do an extra attack now.
I
Technically,
mean,
he has an extra attack,
technically,
unless you
yeah,
wanna do his nat 1 to the degree that he's going to spend the rest of his turn retrieving
no,
his
you can
axe.
do
It's your
extra
choice.
attack, that's fine.
Are you sure? Alright, go
You
on then. Come
unlodge
on.
it and you go for another one and you make contact.
Hey. Alright, cool. 7.
7 damage.
By the way, I get a in critical. Is that if I roll a 19 or 20,
yes.
Yeah.
not including the
Not including modifiers.
Not including modifier.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sure.
You crit 5% more often.
Alright, yeah, that's fine. Sweet. Yeah, that is me. Yes, that is me because I can't.
I think it's me then.
Can't. Yeah, I can't do
Sorry,
anything
I'm
more.
just putting colours on them so I don't get confused.
That's cool.
It is the books.
Ah.
It is the books. Oh dear.
Red is going to attempt to grapple you.
Me, yeah.
Oh god, there's another one. Do you want to clear the rest of this room if we can see it, Sebi? Because there's a big block of black down that central point in the south.
Yeah, it was intentional, but
Oh, okay. I've walked past there a bunch, is all I was thinking.
yeah, but until it activates, it seems to be a normal creature.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, well, I'm rolling. I'm typing in D20. Sorry. Okay, so Red Etienne attempts to bite back on you after you've taken a swing at it, but just quite misses. Goes through your hands, but as you lift it back up, you just about dodge it out of the way. Blue comes for you, Kovu, being its closest. Oh, that had to land in the middle, didn't it? And he bites on your leg.
I'll use shield.
What does shield do?
Did he hit me with a 21?
No.
Then it misses.
Cool, so he bites down on your leg, but then it seems to get blocked by kind of a magical barrier and bounces back off, and is eagerly chomping and awaiting an extra chance. Right. And then Kovu, it's your turn.
Okay. Oh, that's a shame, because now I'm going to have to move away, but it's come back to my turn, which means my reaction's up, so shield's gone. I am going to risk the attack of opportunity because I don't want to spend all my stuff straight away. So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So blue gets an attack of opportunity.
Okay. Yep, so he manages to bite you.
Still got to beat a 16. It's not the 13 that it normally is because of mage armor.
Yeah, he rolled a 17.
Okay, cool. I won't. Is he gonna grapple me? Can he grapple me, or is it just an attack?
I think it's just an attack.
Okay, cool. I'll let it through.
Which is 9 piercing damage.
Okay, no worries.
And
What's that?
2 acid damage.
Oh.
As he bites down and lets out some acid onto you.
Okay, so
Try and
from
stick.
here then, what was that? 21. Oh, it's annoying to change your tokens health and your character sheet health.
Yeah, it is annoying. Also, I can't see yours.
I've put it in the green box. I don't know.
I can see everyone's but yours.
Well, like I have no clue how to do this other than putting it in the green bar.
Oh. No, you need to double click on your character and put 21 out of something. Not just the
Oh, I
green
can't
bubble.
just put 21.
No, it
I have
doesn't
to
work.
put
So you have
out
to double
of
click
the
and
thing.
put 21 out of something and then it will do the...
Does that work for you?
No.
Oh, I see. I need to put it in here and set it up for the first time.
So, like that. Does that make sense?
There you go.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's right.
I've never done that before.
Yeah.
Cool. So having moved away, despite the damage that I've taken, given there's quite a fucking lot when I'm a wizard, I will then... He's not really in range of anything. I'm going to attempt to Ray of Frost him.
Blue.
Blue, yes. 18. Oh, I just rolled that to you in private by accident. Sorry.
That's fine. You hit.
2d8 damage. 6 damage. Not great. And he loses 10 feet of movement speed. I'll use
Okay,
the rest
cool.
of my turn coming down here. I don't think I can share a space with Avalyn, so... Is there enough space for me to get by her and essentially be here, or am I going to have to stay here?
That's fine.
That doesn't answer my question. Can I get by her and essentially be here?
Yes, you can.
I can. Okay, well I'll go down here
Yeah,
and I'll
I mean,
fill her
that's fine.
space.
You can get faster.
Yeah. So Blue takes 6 damage and loses 10 feet of movement speed.
Yep.
My turn. Who's turn?
Yes. No, it's Taryn. Sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, risky.
You're a particularly melee sorcerer, it seems.
Josh, just let me do my thing, please.
I'm really not stopping you.
But you keep just stop.
Commenting on you being melee? It's abnormal for a sorcerer. I'm interested.
Is that your to hit?
Yeah.
You miss, unfortunately. You
There you go.
just shy.
That's my turn.
Okie dokes. Do you want to use your movement or anything?
Nope.
Okay, Avalyn, it's you next.
Okay, I move to here using all my movement, 30 feet. And
Okay.
attack.
Attack away.
24
You will hit.
and a 10.
And you will miss. So your first will hit.
Okay. 12 damage.
12 damage
Nice.
on Blue.
Yep.
Quick maths.
Mhm.
Okay. Cool. So how do you attack him?
I just
It?
like
I should
charge
say him.
out of the bookcase and then just down swing to the book.
Cool. So you slide through. You definitely seem to do a fair chunk of damage as it sort of bounces back. You feel like you've made some decent damage to this book. Etin, it's your turn.
Hello.
To a murder.
Ooh.
Yeah, cool. Can I? Oh, I'm gonna get this book. Is this book attached to me? Sorry, no, he missed. Cool. So can I go for an attack on this book, please? This damn book.
You may.
Goddamn
Alright.
book.
Damn
Oh,
you!
shit,
Ah,
I'm so
for
confused,
fuck!
sorry.
What the?
Don't mind that.
What the?
You pull
Damn
up and
it,
you
Etin.
swing down again, and you are so determined that you actually don't even look where your axe is, and you swing and you hit it exactly in the same place in the bookcase as last time, and it just
Well,
gets a bit.
and that's my
wedged.
second attack.
And you pull it back
Yeah,
out.
I think I'll miss again.
And this time you're so conscious of the bookcase, you end up looking at the bookcase as you swing down, and you don't hit the bookcase this time, but you also completely miss the book.
What the hell, man?
Sucks to be Etin.
Do you want to do anything?
Big
Do you want to do anything
time.
else on your turn?
No, I'm good. I miss.
Okay,
Oh
so
my
it
gosh.
is the book's turn. The book. So Red is going to go for you, Etin. So he's going to essentially jump up and try and clamp down on your arm where your axe is, because he can tell where that's where all the power seems to be coming from. But as he doesn't quite make it, you're really tall, so he jumps up and ends up snapping, but ends up missing your hand. Blue is going to go for you, Evelyn.
Whoo!
7. Again, jumps up, tries to clamp down on you, and just gets pushed off by your armor. Doesn't seem to actually make any way contact. Still seems to be snapping around on the floor. Tara, that's you in front of Green, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Sorry. This book, rather than jumping, decides to clamp down and try and get onto your feet to stop you from running away, and manages to clamp hold of your foot. You take 4 piercing damage and 1 acid damage. And then Kovu is your turn, and after Kovu it will be Taryn, and then we will score.
Okay.
Hello?
I've kind of got a shit shot on everyone, so I guess I'm going to try and help Etin since he can't hit anything, and try and hit Red, who's going to have half cover because of him. Yeah, we get it. You have dogs. Hang on.
Oh, Sorry.
It's cool. They've
I
gone
usually-
away.
It's fine. Like he was joking. Don't worry.
I usually mute it. I just sorry. It's in my
That's
mind.
fine. Well, it's not that loud. It's not a big deal.
It is a +8. Yeah, it's +8. Good. I keep rolling to you by accident. Sorry. Let me just. I've already rolled the 15. Let me just roll
That's
for
fine,
real
you hit.
anyway, and yeah, that makes it that when I press up next time, it won't be to you. It will be to everyone.
Yeah. It's fine.
Cool. So then it is 2d8. Come on, higher than a fucking 6. 6. And he has 10 feet movement penalty. Red.
Okie dokes.
I think that's only until their next turn. So blue, if blue had it before, he doesn't have it anymore.
Okay. Cool. Is that the rest of your is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I'm in a nice position. I'm gonna chill here for a bit.
Okay. Taryn, it's your turn.
Same again.
Oh, it's until the start of my next turn.
And you. Okay, that's useful to know. You managed to hit. I assume you're going for green, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. You hit. You make contact. What are you attacking him with?
Shocking grasp, same as before.
Okay. Cool.
6 damage.
Ah, man.
So,
Yeah.
Know that life.
What kind of damage is it? Sorry.
Lightning damage.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Keep pulling up my session plan rather than.
Stats of the creature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now imagine you do it, except whenever you open something new, it opens on the wrong screen and suddenly it's on stream and everyone can see it.
Cool. And that brings us to the top
No,
of the
move.
round. Oh, you're gonna move.
Yeah, move there.
Cool. So it gets an attack of opportunity for you.
Does it? Because it has no reactions. That's the point of shock and grasp.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well done.
Great.
Well, it's still snapping around wildly because that's what it does, but it doesn't
Yeah.
manage to grab onto you or have enough time to react. And that is where we'll leave it because we're at the top of the round. It seems to make sense.
Edding hits nothing all session.
I know. I hit that first book down here
Yeah, he did.
twice.
Yeah, he did.
I
Challenged
have
him
you.
twice. I want
Oh,
you guys to
man.
know that through predominantly using cantrips and cantrips alone, I'm still running low on spells.
What?
Because you use them all the
Okay.
time.
It's because Wizard just fucking runs out of spells immediately every
No,
fucking
it's because you
day.
use them at every given opportunity
I don't
rather
use
than
them
wait.
at every given opportunity. I used
You've
it
used
on.
suggestion 3 times.
Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
in
blah,
2
blah, 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 blah.
sessions.
All right, blah blah.
I used suggestion on the librarian and it was awesome.
Well, then don't moan about not having enough spell slots.
I wasn't moaning about it. I'm just warning everyone.
Okay. We're done.
That's cool, man. That's all right.
Woo!
It's okay. You'll.
Let's combat with our characters.
Hey, first combat.
Whoop
Sorry,
whoop.
we're definitely running slower than I intend, and I feel really bad about it. But
That's fine. We'll still
I
get
don't want to
done
rush
soon
you along
enough.
and let you guys not do your RP and stuff because then that's not fun, you know?
Yeah, that's okay. Look, how many times did we long out Josh's sessions? Yeah, I mean, because of our and do nothing. So
It doesn't matter so much when mine has like no end.
Yeah.
yeah, doesn't matter. Like we'll get to the end of series when we get to the end.
Yeah,
You know.
I agree. I just
Fine.
like she's trying to go for a number of sessions is what I mean, which is why it's more apparent to her. When you guys long stuff out in the main campaign, I'm just like, cool, this is what the session is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So that's session 2.
Yeah.
Yay.
Cool.
Congrats.
Okay, I'm gonna kill the stream. Thanks for watching, Adam, and
Bye,
everyone else
stream.
who's not
Bye,
Adam.
very
stream.
much.
Hope it was
No one.
okay.
Yeah. See you
Best
guys next
round.
time. Bye.
Bye.